Live from Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles, a non-conference NCAA Division II matchup as the visiting Owls from Southern Connecticut State University will open their regular season having made the 35-mile trip north to Waterbury to take on the 1-0 Post University Eagles. A pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Jeff Nelson here in the broadcast center to bring you all of today's game action. In case you thought you misheard me, this is a non-conference matchup. This will not count as an NE10 conference game. These two teams will meet again in November, and that game will count as a conference game. In their game last season, the Eagles held it close but came up 4 points short, losing 31-27 here in Waterbury. This game is sort of not necessarily a makeup game, but because UNH did decide to go to the football championship subdivision, holes in both team schedules created this non-conference matchup. For the Eagles today, they returned to the field for the first time since August 30th, where a host of program records were set following their 51-14 victory over West Virginia Wesleyan that day. In that game, the Eagles scored a program record 51 points. They had the most rushing yards in program history at 228, most rushing touchdowns at 6, most interceptions at 5, most forced turnovers at 5, plus several other individual team records. The Eagles scored early and often on their way to a 30-0 halftime lead, another program record. Running back Adonis White had 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Quarterback Tyler Famicon had a 10-yard touchdown run. Nathan Hawkins, the freshman field goal kicker, kicked his first field goal, a 28-yard strike, and a half ended with a fantastic pick six by defensive lineman Matthew Myrick, who picked off a wide receiver screen pass and rumbled 55 yards for a touchdown. The Eagles didn't have the greatest of third quarters, though, as West Virginia Wesleyan closed the lead to 30-14, but the Eagles stepped it up in the fourth quarter, scoring 21 points and 3 more touchdowns. Israel Geraldo, Famicon for the second time, and Malachi Dudley each had an additional rushing touchdown to finish the game with a 37-point victory, 51-14. Graduate linebacker Amir Johnson was named Week 1 NE10 Defensive Player of the Week, and freshman defensive back Jazir Aurelius was named Week 1 NE10 Rookie of the Week, the first time 2 members of the Eagle program won weekly awards in the same week. This is the second year in the NE10 for the Eagle program. Having said all of that, that game was 2 weeks ago. It's in the rearview mirror, put on the back burner, and the last time we'll probably talk about it here as an open and any other cliche you can think of. The Eagles come into today's game looking to do something they've never done, which is go 2-0 and win 2 games as a member of a program in Division II. They had the same opportunity last year and lost a crushing road game at the buzzer to Lake Erie College, 28-27. The opponents are from Southern Connecticut State University. They're playing their first game of the season and coming off a 4-6 2024 season. The 2025 season begins with a new head coach in Joe Loth, the seventh head coach in program history. He came over from Western Connecticut State University with a record of 77-45 in 12 seasons there. The Owls, like the Eagles, will have 2 working quarterbacks in Brandon Jorgensen and WestCon transfer John Gillen. The Owls lost their leading rusher in Elijah Gray, but replaced him with Kieran Falzon and John Manning. They have multiple wide receivers, including All-NE10 Mike Strachan, who plays tight end, though listed as tight end wide receiver, while also returning a veteran offensive line. Defensively, the Owls will have 8 new starters on a team that gave up almost 28 points per game last season, so they'll be looking to lower that number significantly as their season moves along. It should be a great one here today, the Owls season opener, with a new head coach and the Eagles looking for 2-0 for the first time ever. It should be fun. We hope you stay with us and join us wherever you are across the world, around the country, within the state, or on campus today, this afternoon. Stay with us for some great Division II football action. We are just awaiting the national anthem right now, which we will get to momentarily, which will follow with the coin toss and the starting lineups and the opening kickoff, all here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles. National anthem should be taking place momentarily. Then we'll have the captains come out. But the Eagles flying high off their victory 2 weeks ago, 51-14. But as you remember, even if you watch some of the post-game interviews that we did with multiple players, including Adonis White, Malachi Dudley, and Michael Gabetti, all of them said as soon as they walked out of this booth that they were starting work for Southern Connecticut and putting that game in the rearview mirror. Now, as I managed to stall for 30 seconds, we're ready to play our national anthem. Our national anthem here this afternoon at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. We thank you for joining us on the CACC network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles, joyfully known as the Post Eagles Broadcast Network. And today the starting lineup is brought to you by Post University, who wants to ask you, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. For the visitors from about 35 miles down the road, Southern Connecticut State University, their starting quarterback is listed as John Giller, graduate from Massapequa, New York. He is a transfer from Western Connecticut. The running back is Kieran Falzone, sophomore, 5'11", 200 of Hazlitt, New Jersey. The wide receivers are Kyle Villani, redshirt sophomore, 6'1", 190 out of North Arlington, New Jersey. Jalen Tucker, graduate wide receiver, 5'10", 195 out of Orange, Connecticut. And Seth Westover, senior wide receiver, 6'2", 200 out of Jericho, Vermont. The tight end is Mike Strachan. He's an All-NE10 junior, 6'4", 240 out of Prospect, Connecticut. The offensive line is from left to right, Everett Michalski, 6'5", 315 junior. Matt Acevedo, redshirt junior, 6'1", 290 out of Manchester, Connecticut. The center is Dan Schwartz, senior offensive line, 6'2", 270 out of Branford, Connecticut. Christian Oliwa, freshman, 6'2", 295 out of West Islip, New York, is the right guard. And Luke Gagnon, 6'5", 280 out of Wolcott, Connecticut, is the right tackle. The head coach is Joe Loth. His first game as a coach for Southern Connecticut State University, hired in the offseason, the 7th head coach in program history. Makes his debut as head coach of the Owls. For your Eagles, on offense, starting quarterback will again be Malachi Taylor, senior quarterback, 6'1", 180 out of New York City. Running back listed as Adonis White, sophomore, running back, 5'7", 165 out of Newark, New Jersey. Had 94 yards on the ground last week and 2 touchdowns. The wide receiver, DJ Lisbon, sophomore, 6'3", 180 out of Westbury, New York. Israel Geraldo, 6', 182 wide receiver out of Providence, Rhode Island. And Jaheim Chambers, 5'11", sophomore, 182 out of Quebec, Canada. Tight end is Jaquan Bramell, 6'5", 187 out of Hamden, Connecticut. And the offensive line from left to right, Colby Lorson Rice, 6'5", senior, 255 out of North Haven, Connecticut. Corbett Brickle, 6'1", 235 freshman from the Queens, New York. Jaden Gibbs, the center, 6'1", 290 freshman out of Springfield, Mass. Joseph Pieper, 6'1", 280 senior out of North Haven, Connecticut, is the right guard. And at right tackle, Gio Rivera Jr., the 6'6", 265 senior out of the Bronx, New York. Head coach is Adam Schultz. In his 4th season, he is 3-30 all time as head coach of the Eagles, the only coach in program history. We await the captains to come out this afternoon so that we can have the opening coin toss. And out they come now. Michael Gabetti, Malachi Taylor, A.J. Morrison, Amir Johnson, and Edward Bandy are the 5 Eagle captains today. As we await Southern Connecticut to come out with their captains so we can get the coin toss going and underway. Crowd filing in from the tailgating area out in the parking lot. Should be a good crowd. Southern has brought many fans. Again, 35-mile trip up the road from campus to stadium. Plus, most of these players, a large chunk of them, are from Connecticut anyway, on both sides, or at least within a solid driving distance to be able to be here today. Again, we're just waiting the Southern Connecticut captains, and out they have come. Dominic Barbudo, Everett Michalski, Cooper Dayton, and see if we can get the last number on the last captain because they didn't give it to us ahead of time. 477-23 is the one we're missing, and 10, Jalen Tucker is the 4th captain for Southern Connecticut State University. Both teams making their way out to midfield right now for the coin toss here this afternoon. Southern has taken the field. Eagles looking to go to 2-0 for the first time in program history. Everybody shaking their hands. Southern will be the one to call the coin flip. Eagles won the coin flip 2 weeks ago and deferred. Program record 5 forced turnovers last game 2 weeks ago against West Virginia Wesleyan. And out come the Eagles now to a good ovation from their crowd on hand. Again, a good crowd on hand. Still many filing in from the parking lot for both sides. Coin flip is up, and it looks like Southern has won the coin flip. So Southern will defer. The Eagles will take the ball to start the first quarter. And we're about to get underway here in Waterbury this afternoon. Eagles will go left to right with the ball. Southern will go right to left and kick off. Captains all shaking hands, and we're going to get ready for football in just a moment here in Waterbury this afternoon. The weather is picture perfect today, as you can imagine, for football in September. 74 degrees, partly cloudy. Wind is 7 to 10 miles an hour out of the southwest, meaning if you're looking from our camera angle, is blowing actually sort of corner to corner from one end zone corner to the other end zone corner, not straight across the width of the field or the length of the field, sort of a cross breeze here this afternoon with the wind blowing southwest 7 to 10 miles per hour. Eagles will be in their home grays with the orange lettering. Southern in the white with the dark blue numbers and lettering. Kicking off is Daniel Benzie. He is a 5'10 junior out of Middletown, Connecticut. Went to Xavier High School, place I know well. Believe it or not, Southern Connecticut has the rare trifecta. They have players from Middletown, Connecticut, Middletown, New York, and Middletown, New Jersey on their roster. So the rare trifecta of Middletowns, but the kicker is from Middletown, Connecticut, about 25 minutes up the road from here. Eagles are back to receive the kick. Israel Geraldo and Jazir Orleus back as well. Wherever you are listening to us on the Post Eagle Television Network, we thank you today. CJCC Network, YouTube.com. We thank you for joining us. It's football time in Connecticut as the ball is kicked off. And after running hard to the left, it is taken at the 15 to the 20-25, caught by Israel Geraldo and taken down at the 25. Some late pushing and shoving there. As Geraldo, the 6-foot freshman out of Providence, Rhode Island, had about an 11 to 12-yard return. 1st and 10. First and 10 as we try to kill our first bee of the season in the booth, as Malachi Taylor has come out at quarterback. He'll have Adonis White behind him in the pistol. 1st and 10, ball officially marked at the 26-yard line. Eagles going left to right as you look at your screen. Southern Connecticut going right to left. Snap to Taylor. Hands the ball off to White, who gets swallowed whole, probably for a 1-yard loss. Led the way defensively is Peter Dempsey, 6'2 freshman out of Middletown, New Jersey, one of those Middletown trifecta players. Call it a loss of 1, 2nd and 11 for the Eagles at the 25. These two teams played last year here in Waterbury. 31-27 was the final for Southern Connecticut. A solid game played by both teams. Eagles came up 4 points short. Snap to Taylor, fakes the handoff, throws to the left. It is caught, but only a gain of about 2 yards. Caught by Miles Ward, 5'10", 175-pound senior from Springfield, Massachusetts. One of the few things they didn't do as well 2 weeks ago is they only had 7 completions for 104 yards. There's already one on the opening drive. They're looking to open the offense up just a twinge more with throwing the ball. Didn't need to do it against West Virginia Wesleyan as much. Shotgun for Taylor with White right next to him. Taylor looks, throws over the middle, has a man, caught! First down at the 47-yard line. DJ Lisbon in that 6'3" frame went up in the air. The ball was high, and it was caught for the first down. Eagles did really well on third down last week. And they converted on their first down here today. 1st and 10 at the 47 for Lisbon, his second catch of the season. He had one in the first game. Snap, fakes to White. Rolling out is Taylor. Taylor has somebody, throws it high, though, as he was looking for Ward. You can't throw high to a 5'10 receiver, and he did, but out of bounds, so no harm, no foul other than loss of down, and we're 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line. Eagles have already thrown 3 passes on their first 4 plays. They didn't do much of that at all. There were only 14 passes thrown all of last week. 7 for 14 were the quarterbacks. Already 2 for 3 here today. Pistol with White behind Taylor. Hands off to White. White has a hole up the middle to the 50 and then dragged down nicely at the 47-yard line. As if he had gotten by Cooper Dayton, he might have been gone, but Dayton makes a nice tackle, and it leads to a 3rd and call it 4 after the 6-yard gain by White. So 3rd and 4. For the Eagles at the Southern Connecticut 47-yard line. Pistol formation with White behind Taylor, sort of off to his right, but behind him. And then potentially a false start against the Eagles, which will push them back 5 yards. So looks like the left tackle. Let's see who they call that on. So a false start on the Eagles. Wasn't sure if they said 77 or 57. Either way, false start. And a 3rd and 9 now back on their side of the field, the 48-yard line. Trip receivers to the right, single receiver left. Snap to Taylor. Looks over the middle, still looking, throws it over the middle. He's got a receiver. It's caught at the 32-yard line for another first down. That one is Israel Geraldo, who had 2 drops last week, this time with a nice catch over the middle for another Eagle first down. Eagles 2 for 2 on 3rd downs today. A ball officially spotted at the 30-yard line. So the Eagles making their mark through the air. Again, only 7 receptions last week, already 3 on this opening drive. The opening drive of the game, Eagles at the Owl 30, 1st and 10. 3 receivers right, single receiver left. Snap, Taylor looking to throw again. Looks over the middle, now looks left down the left sideline. Little far and out of bounds, looking for Geraldo. Geraldo was double covered, though, so good on Taylor for throwing the ball sort of too deep and only where Geraldo might have had a chance to catch it, but it was out of play. Now the Eagles are 2nd and 10 at the Owl 30. A little over 3 minutes into the first quarter, the opening drive of the game. Single receiver left, Twins receivers to the right. White in the pistol. Toss to White. Has a hole, gets to the 30. He's at the 25-20. He's at the 15, and he's dragged down and around the 12-yard line. Adonis White on a little pitch run. He went off tackle with a big hole. A gain of officially 17 yards, as I'll mark it at the 13 where he stepped out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the 13 on the Eagle opening drive. Pistol formation again. Snap. Hand to White. Looks to go off tackle again. Runs into his right tackle. Gained maybe 2. Brought down eventually by Peter Dempsey. And it's 2nd and call it 8 at the 11. Eagles look to go twin receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Actually, they go twin receivers on both sides, 2 and 2. And then White behind Taylor in the shotgun. Now he's moved off to the right. Snap. Taylor looks left, throws left, has Geraldo caught at the 10. Looking for the 5. He misses the tackle. He's going to get close to the end zone. and he stopped at the 1. Thought he might have gotten in, but he got stood up at the 1-yard line. First and goal for the Eagles as they are in the red zone for the first time today. Very successful there last week. It's now first and goal at the 1-yard line as Geraldo gets his second catch of the game. And again, the Eagles already with 4 receptions and completed passes, 4 out of 5 on this drive. They only had 7 all of last 2 weeks ago. Pistol formation on first and goal from the 1. Taylor with White behind him, hands to White. White looks to go up the middle, trying to get to the goal line, and he's going to be short. Might have lost about a half yard on that one. Southern does have a large defensive line, so sometimes going out of that shotgun pistol formation is hard. Now they're going to switch Taylor out for Famicon on second and goal from the 1. Famicon had 2 touchdowns last week, 2 weeks ago, running. So Famicon in, Taylor out for second and goal from the 1. White next to Famicon in the shotgun. Snap to Famicon, fakes, looking to find a hole. Famicon goes up the middle, trying to get to the goal line. He's going to be short. Probably gained a half yard back, so now it's third and goal from a little bit inside the 1. As I know the Eagles don't run a lot of plays under center, but this may be one of those times you want to go under center and just push the pile forward versus shotgunning the ball 4 yards behind the line and then trying to catch up with that big Southern defensive line. Famicon still out there now, 4 wide receivers. Famicon the lone player in the backfield. Third and goal from the 1. Snap to Famicon, looking for a hole. He tries to go off tackle. He's going to find a hole and try to get into the end zone, and he does. He lowered his shoulder, and Famicon got the 1 yard, and it's a touchdown, Eagles, as Famicon into the nest for the 3rd time this season. First time today, and the Eagles take a 6-0 lead on the 1-yard run by Tyler Famicon. And just like they did 2 weeks ago on their opening drive, they get points. The Eagles got points again. A nice job by Tyler Famicon, who's the holder on the extra point. Nathan Hawkins, who's changed his number from 40 to 81, the freshman kicker out of Phoenix, Arizona, 6 for 7 last week on extra points. The snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good from Hawkins. Give credit to Bradley Schwartz, a sophomore out of Wantagh, New York, for the snap. And the Eagles, with 8:37 to go in the first quarter, have a 7-0 lead. An excellent 6.5-minute drive to open the game, completing 4 out of 5 passes, eventually with Taylor getting them down to the 1-yard line, and then Famicon, the runner of the 2 quarterbacks, getting in on third and goal from the 1. And the Eagles have a 7-0 lead. 6.5 minutes into quarter number 1. Exactly how the Eagles wanted to start. They converted 3 third downs, actually, because they converted the 2 passes and then the rush by Famicon. So 3 for 3 on the opening drive on third down for the Eagles. Eagles will kick off from left to right. Back to receive is Jalen Tucker, standing on his own goal line. Kicker for the Eagles is Hayden Hall, freshman out of Darien, Connecticut. Excuse me, it's Hawkins. Hawkins is actually the kicker as well out of Phoenix, Arizona. Kick is solid. It'll go to the 5, 10. 15, 20, finds a hole, 25, 30, 35, 40. He might be gone. Gets to midfield and is brought down by Hawkins as Jalen Tucker took the ball at the 5 and returned it 60 yards to the Eagle. Let's see where they officially mark it. Looks like about the 30. They're going to mark it right at the 40. That's where they will officially mark it. 55-yard return for Jalen Tucker. And so the Owls will start their first possession of the season inside Eagle territory at the 40. 1st and 10. Twin receivers to the left. Single receiver to the right. The quarterback is John Giller from Massapequa, New York. In the backfield is Kieran Falzone standing next to him in the shotgun left. Snap. Hand off to Falzone. He is almost tackled in the backfield. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's still up and gains 5 yards. That's an excellent run by Falzone, who almost got tackled 5 yards on the backfield, almost got tackled at the line of scrimmage, and then gained 5 yards. Used that 5'11", 200 frame out of Hazlet, New Jersey to gain 5 yards, makes it 2nd and 5. Same formation with Falzone to the right of Giller. Opening drive of the season for Southern Connecticut. This is their first game of the season, trailing 7-0 as the Eagles scored on their opening possession. Switching sides from right to left is Falzone. In motion, wide receiver, fakes the handoff, looks over the middle, throws over the middle. It is caught at the 25 by Seth Westover, the 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver out of Jericho, Vermont. That's after Jalen Tucker went in motion. And the first down of the season for Southern Connecticut State. They're at 1st and 10 at the 25. Players moving all around. John Manning in his running back now next to Giller on the left. One single receiver on the right. Bunch formation in front of Giller. Now more of a pistol formation as players move from left to right. 1st and 10 at the 25. Snap. Hands the ball off to a Manning. Manning tries to go off right tackle. Gets tackled after a gain of 2. Looks like that was Michael Gabetti who got in there to make that tackle. Gabetti, the leading tackler in the nation last season in tackles per game. Call it 2nd and about 8 after the 2-yard gain by a Manning, still out there this time to the left of Giller. Twin receivers left, single receiver to the near side right. 2nd and 8 for Southern Connecticut. Giller claps multiple times, stops, and looks over to his coach. Manning now shifts to the pistol behind Giller. Snap. Handoff again, off right tackle again. Close to the first down is a Manning. I think he ends up getting it in maybe a yard more. Amir Johnson with the tackle, the NE10 defensive player of the week from week 1. Needed the 15. They're marking the ball at the 14, so call that a first down. So 1st and 10, Southern Connecticut. At the 14, Manning still the running back. This time, twin receivers to the near side right. For Giller, single receiver to the left is Tony Powell. Manning takes the handoff. Nope, fakes it, throws, caught by the tight end. And a gain of about, call it 6, it looks like, maybe 7. As he hits the all NE10 wide receiver Michael Strachan, 6'4", 240 out of Prospect, Connecticut, on the RPO. Thought he was going to give it to a Manning, chose not to. Second and 4 from the 9. One receiver to the right, pistol formation with a Manning behind Giller. Snap. Gives it to a Manning, and this time the Eagles stuff it cold with Miles Sneed, the sophomore safety out of West Orange, New Jersey, leading the pack. That'll create a 3rd and 4 for the Owls. Call that 3rd and 7 for the Owls. Got a couple of birds here today, Owls and Eagles. So 3rd and 7, back at the 12. Manning still in there at running back. 2 receivers right, single receiver to the left. Strachan, the tight end, is also to the left in this formation, standing. Snap to Giller, looks left, still looks left, throws left, has the tight end, too far, incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Owls at the 12. Let's see if they go or bring out the kicking unit on 4th and 7. A little bit of a better pass he would have had Strachan because he was open on the post, but overthrew him. And the Owls will bring out the field goal unit led by Andreas Piccarelli, 5'9", 155-pound graduate student out of the Yonkers, New York. He's the holder. Benzie's the kicker. And a timeout by the Eagles. With 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. 7-0 Eagles. 4th and 7 for the Owls at the Eagle 12. Looks like they're bringing out the field goal unit. However, Coach Schultz of the Eagles did not like the formation for whatever the reason, called the timeout. Then maybe didn't like the Eagle defensive formation and called a timeout to reset the unit to a 30-second timeout. While we go around today, we'll get you scores around the top 25 as we go today. Number 4, Oregon leads Northwestern 10-0. Clemson, number 12, trailing Georgia Tech 13-0 in the second quarter. Number 13, Oklahoma, up 25-0 on Temple there in the second quarter. So Benzie, the kicker, this will be a 29-yard attempt when it's all said and done. Snap, spot, kick is good by Benzie. And Southern Connecticut's on the board for the first time this season, but one of the linemen fell down. Let's see if he gets back up, and he's hobbling off. That is 77 Everett Michalski, one of the captains. And the score is 7-3. So the Eagles have a 7-3 lead here in the first quarter, and they're going to get the ball back on the kickoff, holding Southern Connecticut to a field goal after starting their drive at the Eagle 40-yard line, Well, did allow a couple of first downs, but didn't allow them to get into the end zone. Stopped them in the red zone, holding them to a field goal. So Geraldo and Orleus back, standing at their own 10, as Benzie will kick off from the 35-yard line. Again, wind sort of cross corner to corner. Ball is kicked to Geraldo, short at about the 20, and runs out of bounds with it short of the 20. I think he got it about the 18, so a good kick by Benzie. It was short and pointed toward the line. You know, a risk to let that one bounce, but if you let it bounce and it goes out of bounds, Eagles might have had the ball up at the 35-yard line, but can't take that chance because if it bounces and takes a bounce in the middle of the field, then it can be recovered by Southern Connecticut, and the Eagles wouldn't want that. So, having said all that, 1st and 10 at the Eagle 19-yard line. Eagles going left to right, up 7-3. Famicon out there at quarterback now with White behind him in the pistol. Twin wide receivers to the right, single receiver left. Snap to Famicon, gives to White. White goes up the middle, gains, call it 4 yards, dragged down by Dominic Barbuto and others after call it a 4-yard gain. Close to 5. They got him to the 23. So 2nd and 5. Eagles quickly over the ball. Hands to White again. Trying to go off the right tackle, but no space that time. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Was White. Player down on the field for Southern Connecticut is Will Marable, freshman defensive lineman out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. His helmet's off, and he is down. Eagles will have another 3rd down. They're 4th of the game. They're 3 for 3. 3rd and 5 after the injury timeout. Eagles utilizing both the throw and the pass here early on. And round of applause for Marable, able to get off under his own power and walking back to the Southern Connecticut sideline. Alabama closing in on halftime, ranked number 19, have a 21-0 lead over Wisconsin. Number 23, Michigan, 28-3 over Central Michigan. Auburn, number 24, up 7-3 over South Alabama. Number 25, Missouri, has a 7-0 lead over the Ragin' Cajuns from Louisiana. 3rd and 5 for the Eagles. They're 3 for 3 so far today on 3rd downs. Famicon has Running backs on either side. Snap. Looking to throw. Throws left. Has a man. Caught. Close enough for the first down. Let's see if he got there. He just did. Enough for the first down was DJ Lisbon. And the Eagles throwing the ball successfully, converting on another third down, their fourth of the game. And a first down for the Eagles as they move the chains on a throw by Famicon. Famicon last week 1 for 2 throwing the ball, so already 1 for 1 for Tyler Famicon. White in the backfield behind Famicon in the pistol. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. Snap to Famicon, toss to White. White looking for a hole, finds a hole, gets to the 35, 40, 45, and tackled down finally by T.J. Butler, 6'2", 170 corner out of Newark, Delaware. But not after a gain of 15 and enough for an Eagle first down. First and 10, Eagles at the 46-yard line. Single receiver near side, Twins to the far side, White in the pistol. Handoff to White, finally given. He gets to midfield and over and into Owl territory, getting to the 47-yard line. Call that a gain of 7. Famicon held that ball for a long time before finally letting it go to White, and White gained 7 inside Owl territory at the 47-yard line. 2nd and 3. Eagles go with that same formation. Twins to the far left, singles near side right. White in the pistol with Famicon. More likely to run than throw. He's got the 1-yard touchdown here earlier in the first quarter. Snap to Famicon, gives to White. White off right tackle, gains, call it a yard. 3rd and 2 from the 46-yard line. White comes out. Eagles look like they're going to go 5 wide here, 4 wide at least, on 3rd and 2 from the 46. They need the 44. Famicon all alone in the backfield. Twin receivers left, twin receivers right. Famicon the lone player in the backfield. Lisbon in motion. They fake the handoff on the jet sweep. Famicon looking for a hole. He gets close to the 44. He's probably a half-yard short. Right in front of us here in the broadcast center. Famicon was about a half-yard short. And that's where he is on the other side of the 45-yard line. They got to touch the 44 to get the first down. So 4th and a half yard as they fake the jet sweep to Geraldo. And the Eagles look to go for it on 4th and about a half yard from the 44-yard line. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Eagles will not have enough time to let the clock run out. They might need to call a timeout, but they're going to run the play. Here it is, 4th and 1. Snap, fake to White, fumble the ball at midfield as Famicon tried to pull it and instead fumbled it, recovered by Ivory Parker, the former post-university Eagle, as Eagles needed a half yard, and sometimes you just got to get under center and push, but they went for the pistol formation. Famicon held it, pulled it back from White and fumbled the ball. And on the fumble, Ivory Parker, the former post-university Eagle, 5'11", 215 linebacker out of Buffalo, New York, recovers the fumble at the Owl 48-yard line. So the Eagles turn the ball over, although if they didn't get the yard, they would have turned it over on downs. It's their second turnover of the season, first of the game today on a fumble by Famicon. Owls 1st and 10 again with excellent field position. This probably will be the last play of the first half as Giller in the shotgun, snap, fakes the handoff to Manning, now runs off the right side, looking for yardage, still going, gets to the 45 of the Eagles before he's brought down, probably just shy of the 45, and that should be the end of quarter number 1. Helmet comes off on Giller as well. See where they officially mark him. It's hard to sometimes see all the way down on that side of the ball. They'll mark it officially at the 47. And that is the end of the first quarter here in Waterbury this afternoon with the score, the Eagles 7, the Owls 3. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening and watching the Post-University Football on the Post-University Football Network on the CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. Start of the second quarter here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, where the Eagles lead the Owls 7-3 on a 1-yard scamper by Tyler Famicon. Midway through the first quarter, this is the Owls' second drive of the game. It's second and call it 5 from the Eagle 47-yard line. Giller, the quarterback, with a Manning to his left. 3 receivers left, single receiver right in the shotgun. So 4 wide receivers for the Owls on 2nd and 5. Snap to Giller. Gives the handoff to a Manning who goes up the middle. Doesn't get much, but then keeps going using those legs. Close to a first down as he avoided the hit originally by Gabetti, but then Gabetti caught back up with him, and now 3rd and 1. Good job by a Manning. That's the second time today he looked pinned in the backfield, but kept those legs churning. That was Falzone, not a Manning. He kept those legs churning and got it to 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1, Falzone in the backfield. Falzone to Giller's right as the Owls go left to right here in the second quarter. Snap to Giller. Fakes the handoff. Throws instead. Dropped on what would have been a first down by Jalen Tucker on the quick slant. Had him for an easy 7-8 yard gain. And now it's 4th and 1 inside Eagle territory for the Owls, and a decision here to be made, and it looks like they're going to go for it. Tucker wide open at the 35, just had to bounce off his pads. And now in the shotgun with 3 wide receivers are the Owls on 4th and 1. Let's see if they're going to go or just try to get the Eagles to jump. Falzone in the backfield now in the pistol. 5 on the play clock. Giller claps his hands, hands the ball off, looking for a hole, trying to get off tackle. He will get the first down, did Falzone again. Patiently waiting for his line to block, and just enough. Got about 2 yards. He needed 1. And that's a first down for the Owls, a big first down for the Owls, as they are now at the 40. See where they place it, right at the 41. So just enough. 1st and 10 now at the 41. Giller claps, looks over, claps to his center, fakes the handoff, fakes the throw, still looking deep down the left sideline. He's got plenty of time and a ton of space on the right side. Let's see if he crosses over the line. He does, and he's brought down for a gain of 1. Good tackle there by Giovanni Flacavento, the 5'10 defensive back out of Wappinger Falls, New York. It's not a sack. It's a gain of 2 for Giller, who if he moved earlier would have probably had more yards. He had that right side wide open, but took a lot of time to get that 6 foot, 205 pound frame moving. Gain of 2, so 2nd and 8. Claps and looks, has Falzone to his left, twin receivers left, single receiver right on 2nd and 8. Snap, fakes the handoff, avoids the sack, and then gets tackled by Gabetti. Nope, that is a sack. That will be a sack as it's behind the line by about a half yard. So give Michael Gabetti the sack there. Now 3rd and 9 for the Owls at the 40. Faked the handoff to Falzone. I think he was going to throw, and then Giller had to run off left tackle and got dragged down by Gabetti after avoiding a sack 2 or 3 yards behind that. And now the Owls will go 2 receivers left, single receiver right. Strachan over there as well, so call it trips. Falzone to Giller's right as the crowd stands up chanting defense on 3rd and 9. They need the 31. Snap, fakes the handoff. Giller looks over the middle. Holding penalty for sure. Down deep the left side. Strachan will catch it in bounds, but it's all for naught as there's a holding penalty on the Owls that'll push him back 10 yards. Strachan caught the ball, but being held on his way to sacking the quarterback was Omar Tillman. Just took the referee a while to get the flag out of his pocket. So Strachan caught the ball down by the 20, but there's a holding penalty on the Owls. Microphone went out. I think it was on 70. Christian Oliwa, the freshman out of West Islip, New York. Maybe Strachan did not catch the ball, so now it's 4th and 9, and they bring out the punting unit. So no catch by Strachan, so the penalty was declined, and now it's 4th and 9, and the Owls will punt. Standing on his own 10 is Geraldo. Snap is good. No real rush. Plenty of time. Kick is up high in the air. It's going to bounce at the 14, bounce backwards, and is caught there by Tevin Mazik. And now the Eagles will have 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line as they held the Owls, forced a punt for the first time today. As Picarelli's kick went 25 yards from the 39 to the 14. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Malachi Taylor back in there at quarterback. Taylor hands the ball off up the middle, looking for a hole. Looked like Edward Bandy, the 5'6", 170-pound running back out of Miami, Florida. As Bandy gets a run of about 3 yards. He stays in the game at running back. Taylor has twin wide receivers on either side. Bandy behind him in the pistol on 2nd and 7. Snap to Taylor, looking to throw, has a throw, it's caught. Geraldo at the 21-2 is pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 3. Eagles looking for a late hit flag, not going to get it. But call it a gain of 3. It makes this 3rd and 3. Eagles need to touch the 25. As another completion for the Eagles, Geraldo's 3rd catch of the game, and it's 3rd and 3. Twin wide receivers on both sides, including 2 near side left. Bandy still the running back. This time Taylor in the shotgun with Bandy next to him. Snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, does Taylor. He's got a man open, but overthrows Miles Ward at the 35-yard line. That'll force the Eagles to punt as they don't convert for the first time today on 3rd down on 3rd and 3. Taylor might have had enough room to run for it, but looked for Ward over the middle and just overthrew him. So Hayden Hall back to punt, standing on his own 8-yard line. Back to receive is Jalen Tucker, who had the 50-yard kickoff return earlier in the game that led to the Owls' field goal. He's standing on his own 35. Hall had a good week punting the first time, and then they bring a whole host of players trying to block it. Hall does a good job. Tucker catches it at the 38 on a bounce. Gets up to midfield where he's tackled. After 5 players rushed Hall. Hall got the kick off, though, and a decent punt there. 22, 28. Let's call that a 39-yard punt. 39-yard punt. Hall had a 41 punt average 2 weeks ago, so a good punt there. Nice job by Tucker for the 10-yard, 12-yard return. Ball right at midfield, 1st and 10 for the Owls, who've had excellent field position on all 3 of their drives. Giller claps, looking to get somebody to jump. Now looks over to the sideline. They set up the pistol. A Manning behind him with receiver left and 2 on the right. Snap. Fakes it, gives the handoff to a Manning. Gets through a couple of Eagles. He's still chugging along, and then he's finally brought down after a gain of close to 9. As he dragged Eagle tacklers with him. 5'11", 205 out of Newington, Connecticut is a Manning. 2nd and call it 2 officially So an 8-yard run for Manning there. He's now in the shotgun left next to Giller. The WestCon transfer, 2 receivers right, 1 left, Strachan the tight end to the left. Snap, fakes the handoff, avoids the sack. Giller now rushing ahead, will be close to the first down. He's pushed over the first down line and stole the ball away. It's taken away by Gabetti. Gabetti's got it. He's all alone. 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles, but the referee's blowing the whistle. Did the officials blow the play dead because Gabetti stole the ball from Giller? And now everybody talking to each other at the 40-yard line. Let's see if the official said forward progress was stopped. If so, wiped the touchdown off the board, but Gabetti ripped it out of the hands of Giller at the 40. All of the officials talking to each other. Coach Schultz halfway out on the field. Let's see what the call is here. So fumble by Giller, taken by Gabetti, but the officials blew the play dead. So I don't know if Gabetti might have been down. I don't see how that could have been possible. But because the whistle was blown dead, they can't give him the touchdown. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 39 on the takeaway by Michael Gabetti. As he ripped it out of the hands of Giller, who was trying to push for more yardage. He had enough for a first down, but had the ball ripped from his hands. So take that touchdown off the board, but the Eagles force a turnover. They were +4 against West Virginia Wesleyan, 5 forced turnovers to 1 of their own. They're now even today as they turned it over once and have just taken it away. And now the play will be under review as we go to the instant replay, as we had one 2 weeks ago. And if you wonder where the replay center is, it's under a tent under the far goalposts in one of the more non-secure locations you will find in Division II, I'm sure, as the back judge and referee will go under the tent, under the goalpost. Here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. Last time, Coach Schultz threw the flag on a challenge 2 weeks ago and lost the challenge. This is an official review. This is an official review. With 9:18 to go in the first half. It was a 3rd down play. Giller faked the handoff, ended up trying to go forward with it, got the first down, and it was being pushed from behind by his own team to gain more yardage. Michael Gabetti got in there, ripped the ball out of his hands, and was all alone racing for the end zone. The whistle had blown, though. Officials conferred and confirmed that it was a fumble, but no touchdown because the whistle had blown, and now we're at an official review. Again, under the tent, under the far goalpost to your left are the referee and back judge, although I'm not really sure what they're looking for. Unless I missed something. I mean, it's possible maybe Giller's knee had gone down, but didn't see that. And we're somewhat limited on like specific camera angles, so not 1,000% sure what they may have seen in video review, but they're going to go check it. Call on the field is a fumble, so they have to find something to overturn it. If it's not overturned, the Eagles will have their best field position of the day, 1st and 10 at the 39, at their own 39. If it's overturned, it would be 1st and 10 for the Owls. Good crowd on hand today. Again, the weather's been great. Eagles 1-0, playing well, leading 7-3 here with just over 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Now here come the back judge and the referee. Let's see what the call is, if anything has changed. I'm gathering it's not going to get overturned, but let's see if I go one for... Call is upheld, so 1st and 10 for the Eagles. It's a fumble by Giller and a fumble recovery by Michael Gabetti. So I'm 2 for 2 on video reviews this season. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 39, their best field position of the day. They lead 7-3. Both teams have turned it over once on fumbles. And it's Tyler Famicon, quarterback with running backs on either side. Single receiver right, twins to the left. Snap to Famicon. Gives to Bandy. Bandy goes off the right side looking for a hole, but there's a big giant flag thrown in the middle of the field, and I think that might be a hold on Corbett Brickle. But let's see, maybe I'm wrong. It'd be a gain of 3, but Brickle's going to get the 10 yards for holding and push the Eagles back. So now it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 29. Excuse me, 2nd and 20 from the 29 instead of 2nd and 7. Second and 20. Single receiver to Famicon's right. In motion is one of the receivers. Famicon fakes. It's a running back screen caught by Bandy, but he gets not much. Maybe 1, maybe 2, as the Owls read that play well. And now it'll be, that was 1st and 20. Now it's 2nd and call it probably 18. As Famicon's 2nd completion of the game. That's 1 more than he had last week. Bandy's 1st catch of the season. But only gained about 2, so call it 2nd and 18. Twin receivers to both sides. Famicon all alone in the backfield on 2nd and 18. Eagles need to make up the penalty yardage at least to make it a manageable 3rd down. Famicon takes the snap, rolls to his left. He's going to run, looking for a hole to run. He gets up to about the 37 before he's brought down. So 3rd and 12 as Famicon gains 6. More manageable than 3rd and 18, but still a decent chunk on 3rd and 12 here. Eagles need the 49, just shy of midfield, for a 1st down. Bandy in the backfield, 3 receivers right, single receiver left for Famicon out of the shotgun. Snap. Famicon looks over the middle, finds a receiver. It's Geraldo, but he's not going to gain any yards. The throw was short, right on the line of scrimmage, and Geraldo couldn't turn a corner. So 4th catch of the game for Geraldo, but tackled for no gain, and the Eagles will have to punt. Out comes Hayden Hall, whose first punt went 39 yards and avoided a blitzing rush by Southern Connecticut. Bradley Schwartz, the snapper, as Hall stands on his own 18. Back at his own 20 to receive is Jalen Tucker, who had a 12-yard return on the last punt. Give Geraldo a gain of 1, by the way, on the short pass. Hall catches the ball, gets it up in the air, and he's hit. Let's see, there's a flag thrown, so there's going to be a penalty there. And a good punt by Hall anyway. It bounces into the end zone. So a 63-yard punt, but Hall was hit in the backfield. Let's see if it's 5 or 15. If it's running, it's only 5. If it's roughing, it's 15, and an automatic Eagle 1st down. Let's see what they call. Neither team knows yet what the call is going to be. It's a 63-yard punt for Hall as it got to the end zone. He kicked it 5 yards over the head of Jalen Tucker, so that would be a record punt for Hall. Doesn't look like roughing the kicker. Otherwise, I'm not sure why they would be talking to Coach Toth. So let's see what the Eagles want to do. Nobody's come over to talk to Coach Schultz yet. Going going to guess this is running into the kicker only because it would really be an easy call if it's roughing because the Eagles will get the ball back. So the question is, would it be on the 15 or do they want Hall to re-kick? Because it was a touchback to the 20. If he re-kicks, it would be 4th and 7. They almost blocked it the first time. They almost blocked it the second time, but this time they roughed Hall. Although I think they're going to call it running officially, so it'll only be a 5-yard penalty. Officials still talking to each other. See if we get the call here. So it's a 5-yard. So it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot. It was a touchback, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 15. So give Hall a 63-yard punt. Not sure if that's a program record at 63 yards, but a 63-yard punt, that's Hall's all-time record for punting for an Eagle. The freshman out of Darien, Connecticut, 63-yard punt. That's after a 39-yard punt on his opening try. So 1st and 10 from the 15 are the Owls with Giller at quarterback, 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. If back judge has to go back and get his flag, might be the referee's flag actually. So 1st and 10 from the 15. Last Owl possession was a turnover by Giller on the strip by Gabetti. 1st and 10. He's got a Manning next to him, number 3, the running back to his left in the shotgun. Eagles show blitz on the left side. Giller claps. Now Manning moves from his left to his right on 1st and 10. Snap. Giller looks over the middle, has Strachan over the middle, caught, easy pitch and catch. A gain of 22 as Strachan was wide open in that big giant 6'4 frame. Easy pitch and catch for the tight end out of Prospect, Connecticut. Brought down at the 37, 1st and 10, and on the move are the Owls. Strachan now the lone receiver on the left-hand side, near side, as a Manning to the left of Giller in the shotgun. Snap. Fakes to a Manning and throws to Strachan, who moved from the left to the right side. Moving forward, a gain of, call it, 7. As that's the Owls' biggest weapon is the 6'4 tight end. Just from a size perspective, the all-NE10 tight end, who's now off the field. Call it 1, so officially 9 on the catch. 2nd and 1. Trips to the right, single receiver left, a Manning to the down inside the 15-yard line is John Manning, as they did hand the ball off, and he found a hole over left tackle. And once he got through the first wave, there weren't any Eagles there, and he veered down the sideline for a long run of, call it, 35. And a 1st down for the Owls inside the red zone for the 2nd time today. They got a field goal on their first drive. Strachan back on the field, trip receivers left, single receiver right. A Manning the running back to the left of Giller in the shotgun. Now a Manning left to right. Giller snaps, looks left, looks right, looks left, throws again to the left, has a man. It is dropped by Strachan. Not sure if it was dropped or stripped by Amir Johnson, who got his hand in there. But incomplete, so 2nd and 10 from the 16. 4:32 to go in the first half. Pistol formation, a Manning behind Giller. 2nd and 10 from the 16. Twin receivers to the right. As the Owls have moved down the field on this drive. Snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right. He's got a man, doesn't throw it though. Trying to get away from the sack, he does. Still rolling forward, gets to the line and slides down, avoids the hit by a flying Omar Tillman. Gains 2, maybe 1.5. He had the fullback wide open in the flat, chose not to throw it. And that'll open up third down. 3rd and 9 for the Owls after the 1-yard run by Giller. Twin receivers left, tight end Strachan to the right. A Manning in the pistol behind Giller, and the Owls will call timeout as the play clock was winding down. With 3:43 to go in the first half, a big third down defensively for the Eagles, 3rd and 9 at the 15-yard line. Don't forget to join us at halftime. We'll go around the Post University sports scene as we usually do here on the Post University Network, comprising the CACC network and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Southern Connecticut will get the ball to start the second half. So anything the Eagles can do here to get the ball back would be valuable. Around the nation, number 4 Oregon leads Northwestern 17-0. Number 12 Clemson trails Georgia Tech 13-7 at halftime. Oklahoma up 28-3 on Temple at halftime. Number 19 Alabama 28-7 over Wisconsin. They're in the third quarter. Third quarter at number 23 Michigan. They lead directional Central Michigan 35-3. Nebraska 38-0 over Houston Christian, and Maryland 34-0 over Towson. 3rd and 9, twin receivers to the left, fullback and Strachan the tight end to the right. Watch for them in the flat, and Manning the running back to the left of Giller. Eagles in a base 4-4. Giller hands the ball off to a Manning. He goes off right tackle where the tight end and the fullback were. He breaks the tackles, and a Manning is in for the touchdown. A 14-yard run. Big boy fullback, big boy tight end on the right side. And he fought through the hole that blasted open. And a run of 14 yards to give the Owls a 9-7 lead late in the second quarter. Benzie out for the extra point. Eagles trail for the first time this season. Snap is high. Got it down. Kick is good. So 10-7 as the Owls from Southern Connecticut get the touchdown on the 14-yard run by John Manning. And now the Owls lead 10-7. So the Eagles with a big drive, probably one of their bigger drives, probably the biggest drive of the game so far. First time they've trailed all season. As they trail 10-7, Owls will get the ball for the second half. So important that the Eagles can put some points on the board here at the end of the half to either tie or take the lead. Each team with a turnover in this quarter. Fumbles on both sides. The Eagles fumbles in the first quarter. So each team with a fumble in the half. But a fairly even football game. Each team has had the punt. Each team has got a touchdown. It's the field goal that Southern Connecticut got. That's the difference so far. Back to receive Orleus and Hidalgo standing on their own 10-yard line. Benzie, the kicker out of Middletown, Connecticut, will kick with his left foot, and that might go out of bounds. Let's see if it does. It will, and that's a break for the Eagles as they'll get good field position off the kick out of bounds. They've been trying to kick away from Geraldo all game and sort of pin his receptions to the corner. This time, Benzie kicked it too far right, and out of bounds it goes. So the Eagles will have 1st and 10 at the 35. Good field position for the Eagles and an opportunity to get some points on the board here. Malachi Taylor back in at quarterback. Adonis White back out there at running back. Didn't see much of him on the last drive. Twin receivers to the right, single receiver left. Next to Taylor in the shotgun is White. High snap, Taylor gets it down to White. White's got a hold, though. He's at the 40-45. Up to midfield. He lays a big hit as well on Shane Canterman, the junior linebacker out of Cranford, New Jersey. A 15-yard run for Adonis White and a first down with the ball. 1st and 10 at midfield. Out comes White, in comes Bandy. at running back. Taylor still the quarterback on 1st and 10 from midfield. Eagles switching up tight ends as well, as Adam Jerome switched out for Jaquan Bramell. 1st and 10 at midfield. Bandy next to Taylor in the shotgun. Taylor looking to throw this time. Throws deep down the middle, but nobody's there. And that ball got hung up a little bit, I think, in the wind as well. Not sure who Taylor was throwing it to. The only one reasonably close would have been DJ Lisbon, but it was 15 yards over his head. And dangerously thrown ball by Taylor. Now leads to 2nd and 10. Eagles really need to get some points here. Again, Owls get the ball to start the third quarter. Snap is high. Again, Taylor gets it down to Bandy, and he's going to lose yardage. Taylor might have just been better to try to throw it. I know it's a running play, but that's a high snap for the second straight play. Loss of 3, and that makes us 3rd and 13. Eagles just need to get some yards. They probably can go for it on 4th down, but the clock's going to tick. Eagles would be wise, let this clock tick as much as it can. Think they can get to the 2-minute warning if they just let it roll. The game clock passes the play clock, but they're going to snap on 3rd and 13. Taylor looks over the middle. High, he's got him! Caught! At the 20. High over the initial receiver's head, but Geraldo was deep down the middle, and he caught the ball at the 23-yard line. A 1st down for the Eagles on the 29-yard throw. Nice throw by Taylor. Good catch by Geraldo. Again, the original receiver I thought he was throwing to, it was high, but Geraldo was behind him. Makes his 5th catch of the game. And the Eagles, at the 2-minute warning, are in business. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. A 2-minute warning brought to you by Post University, ranked as one of the top online colleges for 2025 by Newsweek. So ask yourself, are you a Post person? What are you waiting for? Reach out to Post University today to see what they can offer you, online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs that all meet your needs. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or to apply because it is the application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Do it today. 10-7 Southern Connecticut. Eagles just on the brink of the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line off the 29-yard pass from Taylor to Geraldo. Eagles have moved the ball both running and passing today, whereas 2 weeks ago it really was the run game that set up most of the offense. And again, you play to your opponent sometimes, so got to open it up a little bit more against a more challenging opponent in Southern Connecticut, particularly one you haven't seen this year, who have no tape, because this is their first game. Banding the running back to the left of Taylor. High snap again, but he gets it down for Bandy. Bandy finds a hole, past the 20, he's close to the 15. He's still on his feet. Might have gotten another 1st down. Let's see where they mark it. It's all the way on the far sideline, but Bandy wouldn't go down. Sometimes a 5'6" running back's harder to bring down than a 6'1" running back. There's less area to tackle. Call it a gain of 7.5. Eagles into the red zone for the 2nd time today. And have to wonder if Adonis White has a little bit of an injury, as he was over at the medical table and has played less and less as this quarter has gone on. He had the one big run, but hasn't been on the field. Pistol formation, 3 straight high snaps, though. Better snap this time. Taylor, quick throw, has Geraldo in the flat, bounces off the first tackle, gets inside the 10. That should be enough for a 1st down, and it is. 1st and goal from the 9 for the Eagles. As Geraldo's 6th catch of the game. And Taylor only had 6 completions all of 2 weeks ago, has 6 in this game to Geraldo alone, let alone the other throws to Lisbon and Bandy. 1st and goal from the 9. Tight end in motion. Snap. Hand off to Bandy. Rolls to the left side, looking for a hole, getting toward the end zone, and he is short as he laid a hit. 5'6", 165, laid a hit on the defensive back and knocked him down. It might have taken him out. And they are rushing the trainers over to I think that's Shane Canterman. As all 5'6", 165, Bandy leveled his shoulder into him after gaining 6. Second and goal from the 3 with 1:18 to go in the first half. Eagles driving to either tie on a field goal or take the lead going into the half. Again, we'll go around the post-university sports scene and the NE10 schedule during halftime. Lots of fun football games today going on right now and going on at 3:30 in the NCAA as we await the update. I think that I can't 100% sure. Looks like 5. Shane Canterman down on that side of the field. As he is able to get up, and that is 5, Shane Canterman. It'll be second and goal. Still have to get Canterman from his side of the field to the other side. Let's see if he's going to walk on his own and need help. Again, not sure exactly what happened to him, but Bandy did level his shoulder, and that's where the injury occurred. So he's able to walk off under his own power. And that's always a good thing as Canterman with his helmet off is walking back towards his sideline. It'll be second and goal from about the 2. Eagles 1 for 1 in the red zone today. That was a Famicon touchdown on a 1-yard run. Taylor the quarterback, Bandy the running back. Twin receivers right, single receiver left on second and goal. Snap to Taylor. Gives the handoff to Bandy, who tries to go in between all the large bodies. And they swallowed him whole for third down and 1. See if the Eagles bring in Famicon here. They're not. They're going to bring in a second tight end. And no Adonis White. So Bandy's still in the game at running back. Third and goal. Under 40 seconds, 45 seconds ago in the first half. Eagles just letting the clock trim down. That's not a bad thing either. You don't want to give Southern Connecticut any time should you kick a field goal or not get into the end zone. High snap. Taylor does a great job. Bandy avoids the tackle, pushing the pile. And they're short. Fourth and goal from the 1. Clock ticking. Eagles have timeouts. 15 seconds to go. Again, Eagles just want to run one play, whether it's going to be the field goal or the 4th and 1. Let's see what they do here. 4, 3, 2, timeout. Eagles only trail by 3, so a field goal does tie the game going into halftime. Southern Connecticut will get the ball. 4th and goal from the 1. I would gather the rationale for all of this is that the Eagles are going to go for it on 4th down. The one other thing to keep in mind as well is the ball was in the middle of the field and Bandy just rushed it to the right, thus making that a very difficult angle for a kicker. On 4th down, he's at the far right side and would have to kick it back across on a short field goal, and that can be sometimes very challenging. Looks like Adonis White's going to come out now, as I think there was confusion. They were originally, Eagles were considering a field goal, and now I think they're going to go on 4th and goal from the 1. See if it's Taylor or Famicon. It's Taylor. Bandy's out as well. 4th and goal from the 1, far right hash mark. This will say something about the Eagle team this year if they can get into the end zone here. Timeout Southern Connecticut as they wanted to see what the formation was. So this will be the last play, barring something unforeseen here in the first half. There's 3 seconds on the clock. It's 4th and goal. And you have to wonder if the Eagles have a play where Taylor just goes under center and pushes, basically the Philly special, if you want to go for lack of a better term. Because sometimes, the shotgun snaps, if they're high, and they have been on a few of the last plays, slow the rest of the play down. If Taylor has to jump to catch the ball, it slows the play down. So if they go out of the shotgun, that's the risk. If Taylor can go under center. Now the question is, how many times has Taylor gone under center, and can he perform that play? That I don't know. But the Eagles are going to go out of the pistol formation. Bandy behind Taylor on 4th and goal. Snap to Taylor is good. Gives to Bandy up the middle, and he doesn't get anywhere close. They ran it right into the heart of the defensive line. Bandy 5'6", got swallowed whole and lost 2 yards. So the Eagles denied on 4th and goal from the 1 at halftime and trail Southern Connecticut 10-7. I would have put some more motion involved, maybe a jet sweep or something along those lines, but running it right into the defensive line, if you don't make the hole, Bandy doesn't have the size to get through that hole, and he was swallowed whole 2 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles will trail 10-7 going into halftime. So that's our score. Southern Connecticut 10. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Post 7. We'll be back in 3 minutes with a look around the post-university sports scene and all the comings and goings in the NE10 football conference. In 3 minutes, you're listening to Post-University Football on the Post-University Network, comprised of the CACC Network and YouTube.com/go Post Eagles. Halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut, where Southern Connecticut leads Post 10-7 as the Eagles were stopped on 4th and 1 on the last play of the first half. As we do at halftime of all the post-university football games that go around the post-university sports scene and the NE10 football, and it's brought to you by Post-University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs. From its nationally ranked men's soccer team who have made the NCAA Sweet 16 3 years in a row, or the brand new women's flag football team slated to start in 2026, Post offers a variety of sports in every season you can enjoy, whether a student, a parent, or a fan. For more information on Post-University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. Eagle fans, ask yourself, is there a better way to start the brand new football season than updating your closet, your drip, your style than with Post-University apparel from the Eagle Team Store? How about your dorm room, home office, apartment, or home? Is it missing that special touch that only an Eagle blanket, Eagle mouse pad, or Eagle desk mat can provide? If you answered yes to either of these questions or any of these questions, it sounds like you need to race to posteagles.com, click on the Fans tab, then click on School Store on the left-hand side, and shop for all the latest Eagle swag and apparel. For a limited time, use the code CHEER20 at checkout to receive 20% off any order $75 or more. That's CHEER20, CHEER20. That expires on Monday, September 15th. You can also visit the campus store and the Lever Student Center on campus. They're open Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So let's start with the most exciting of all the teams right now, and that's the women's volleyball team, off to a record 6-0 start. And Alyssa Groves also becoming the first player in women's volleyball history to reach 2,000 digs in a sweep of Franklin Pierce the other day, as the Eagles move to 6-0 for the first time ever in program history. Franklin Pierce fell to 0-5. In all three of the sets, Post Attack registered at least 10 kills and was again led by graduate outside hitter Christina Peric with 13 kills on 41 attempts. The entire match saw just 5 ties, 3 of which were in the opening set, and 2 lead changes, as the Eagles essentially led from wire to wire in the 3-game sweep. The Ravens opened up their only lead of the whole match in set 1 with a 2-0 start via a kill from sophomore outside hitter Adriana Ray and a service ace from senior setter Annika Lindstrom. But that was kind of about it, a 5-0 run leading to a 25-17 opening set. And then another 5-0 run to start the second set as the Eagles came away with a 25-16 victory, and then a dominant third set, winning 25-13. Before the victory yesterday, Post had lost 11 consecutive matches to Franklin Pierce, with 8 of those being in the form of sweeps since 2005, so they broke the 11-game losing streak against Franklin Pierce. With 15 digs, Alyssa Groves became the first player in program history with 2,000. She now has 2,008. And the Eagles are 6-0, the best start in program history. The best previous start was 2-0 back in 2002. Conference play opens up for Post next Wednesday when the Eagles take on Caldwell University at 7 p.m. on the road. The next home game for the Eagle volleyball team, women's volleyball team rather, is a week from today, 11 a.m. at the Drebner Center against St. Mike's. So at Caldwell on Wednesday, home for St. Mike's on Saturday. Get out there and support your women's volleyball team, 6-0 on the season. Golf, Flo Schimmick ties for 7th in the CACC preview event. Men's golf ties for 4th. In golf, Eagles 4th out of 6 teams, plus 26 overall in the CACC championship event taking place at the White Clay Creek in Wilmington, Delaware on Thursday. Eagles finished tied for 4th with Jefferson, defeating Dominican and Chestnut Hill, but behind Wilmington, Goldie Beacom, and Felician. Post will next play in the first annual Yellow Jacket Invitational in 2 weeks on Wednesday, September 24th and Thursday, September 25th at the Ranch Golf Club in Southwick, Massachusetts. Men's soccer 0-2 after a 1-1 tie against number 6 Southern New Hampshire, as Tiago Feller scored the tying goal for the Eagles on the road in the 88th minute to force the 1-1 tie. As I mentioned, Eagles 0-2, Southern New Hampshire 2-0-1. For Southern New Hampshire, Philip Herman scored the lone goal for the Penmen, as he snuck a ball past Leopold Default, who got his second start of the season for the Eagles. But that would be all the scoring. Diego Feller's late goal and the early goal by Philip Herman. 4 yellow cards were issued in the game, 2 each between both teams. In the last 5 matches between the two program posts holds a 1-1-3 record against Southern New Hampshire, dating back to 2002. Eagles continue their 4-game road trip against Gannon University in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania on Tuesday at noon. The Golden Knights enter the match receiving votes in the United Soccer Coaches United poll as they face the Eagles for the first time in program history. Next home game for the Eagle men will be in 2 weeks, Saturday, September 27th against Franklin Pierce University here at Lemoy Field. They'll be against Gannon University at Jefferson and at Felician before coming home for a 2-game homestand against Franklin Pierce and Dominican. Women's soccer, 5-0 loss to St. A's drops the Eagles to 0-2-0 this season in the women's program. Erin Nisbet and Hannah Marriott combined to make 16 saves for Post. Nisbet had 11, marking the 3rd time in her career that she finished the game with double-digit saves. 4 players for Post played all 90 minutes. But Post has been held scoreless in 4 consecutive matches dating back to last season's threesome against Chestnut Hill College. Post has now dropped 27 consecutive matches while giving up more than 3 or more goals in a game. Post plays 1 more non-conference road game before kicking off its conference schedule next weekend as it heads to Franklin Pierce to take on the Ravens next Saturday at 1 p.m. Franklin Pierce is ranked 6th in the nation in women's soccer. Eagles will then travel to Jefferson University and Felician before playing their first home game against Damon University September 27th at 1 p.m. at Lemoy Field. That'll also be Suicide Prevention Awareness Day. 2 weeks from today at Lemoy Field against Damon University, the Eagles will wrap up their 4-game homestand. Around the NE10, as we move over to that, as we mentioned in the open, I've mentioned a couple times, 2 Eagles were players of the week in week 1. Defensive player of the week, Emir Johnson, and rookie of the week, Jazir Orlius, were first time in post-program history they had 2 players named the player of the week in a given week. Week 2's offensive player of the week was Jay Castanen of Assumption. The defensive player of the week was Henry Schouten of Bentley. The special teams player of the week was Decker McNally from Pace. And the rookie of the week was Matthew Slojowski from AIC. Conference standings, Eagles are actually the only team with a win and undefeated in the conference. They're 1-0, and there are no conference games so far, but only team to have played a game and be undefeated. So they're 1-0, technically in first place. St. A's is 1-1. Southern Connecticut is 0-0 as this is their first game. AIC is 0-1. Assumption is 0-1. Bentley is 0-1. Franklin Pierce is 0-1, and Pace rounds out the NE10 with an 0-2 record. As I mentioned, no conference games have been played yet. This is a non-conference game for the 2 teams today, Post and Southern Connecticut. Around the NE10 today, Assumption and AIC playing up in Springfield. Assumption has a 30-7 lead at halftime against AIC up at AIC in Springfield. Later today, Bentley and Bryant University as Bentley steps up in class into the FCS. 6 p.m. in Smithfield, Rhode Island. And Pace 0-2 travels to Franklin Pierce at 6 p.m. up in Massachusetts. Eagles' next home game, football game will be a road game at Pace, who may be 0-3 or 1-2. That'll be the first conference game. That's a week from today at noon down in New York. AIC will host Southern Connecticut a week from today, and Franklin Pierce will host Bentley a week from today. Also, this coming Friday, St. A's and Assumption will play up in Worcester. That's your look around the post-university sports scene and the NE10. brought to you by Post University and its 17 NCAA Division II athletic programs, from its nationally ranked men's soccer team who have made the NCAA Sweet 16 3 years in a row, or the brand new women's flag football team slated to start in 2026. Post offers a variety of sports in every season you can enjoy, whether a student, parent, or fan. For more information on Post University athletics, news, scores, and upcoming schedules for all your favorite teams, please go to posteagles.com. That's posteagles.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Post Football Network, the CACC Network, and YouTube.com. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on all of that stuff. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Halftime here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. I'm Jeff Nelson. Southern Connecticut leads the Post University Eagles 10-7 at halftime. Southern Connecticut will get the ball for the second half. First half statistics, by the way, just an update. It appears Adonis White, running back for the Eagles, is out for the rest of the game with an injury. Don't know what that is, but that's what we're being told. For Southern Connecticut, John Giller, 4 for 8, 50 yards. Passing. John Manning, 62 yards on the ground rushing and the touchdown. Kieran Falzone, 5 attempts, 19 yards, and Giller, 5 attempts, 11 yards. Receptions, 3 for 39 for Strachan and 1 for 11 for Westover. 7 first downs total, 85 rushing, 50 passing. 6.1 yards per play, 1 for 4 on third down and 1 for 1 on fourth down is Southern Connecticut. For the Eagles, Malachi Taylor, 7 for 11, 96 yards through the air. Tyler Famicon, 3 for 3 and 8 yards. Adonis White, as we mentioned, appears to be injured and not returning. 12 attempts, 72 yards on the ground. Edward Bandy, 7 attempts, 18 yards. And Tyler Famicon, 4 attempts, 8 yards, and the lone 1-yard rushing touchdown. 6 receptions for Israel Geraldo for 75 yards. DJ Lisbon, 2 for 26. Edward Bandy, 1 for 2. And Miles Ward, 1 for 1. Eagles had 9 first downs in the first half. 104 yards in the air and 98 on the ground. Quarterbacks combined 10 for 14. And I don't have their third down efficiency. Scores from around the nation. As we gave you the NE10 score, the NE10 portion of the update, we'll go around the top 25. Oregon late in the third quarter is all over Northwestern, 31-0. Clemson, number 12, is taking the lead on Georgia Tech, 14-13 in the third. Number 13, Oklahoma, making an odd road trip to Temple, 28-3. Most SEC teams won't play north of the Mason-Dixon line, but there's Oklahoma at Temple, leading 28-3 in the third. Number 19, Alabama, all over Wisconsin, 38-7 in the fourth. Number 23, Michigan, 49-3 over Central Michigan at the end of three. Auburn, 28-9 at halftime over South Alabama. Number 25, Missouri, closing in on halftime, leading the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana 35-9. Elsewhere in the top 25 today, Penn State and Villanova. Number 2 Penn State will host Villanova at 3:30. For all intents and purposes, the game of the day down in Knoxville as number 15 Tennessee hosts number 6 Georgia. That started at 3:30. Number 21 Texas Tech hosts Oregon State at 3:30. Number 14 Iowa State travels to Arkansas State. That's at 4. Number 7, Texas hosts UTEP at 4:15. Number 5, Miami hosts surprising number 18, South Florida at 4:30. Number 1, Ohio State hosts Ohio at 7. Number 9, Illinois hosts Western Michigan at 7. Number 17, Ole Miss hosts Arkansas at 7. Number 3, LSU hosts Florida at 7:30. Number 8, Notre Dame hosts number 16, Texas A&M at 7:30. Vanderbilt looking to go 3-0. Travel to number 11, South Carolina at 7:45. Number 20, Utah making the cold trip up to Wyoming. That's at 8 o'clock. And yesterday, number 22, Indiana, 73-0 over the Sycamores of Indiana State. UConn will travel to Delaware. That game starts at 3 o'clock in Delaware's third game as a Division I FBS program. And the backyard brawl, Pittsburgh and West Virginia, will start at 3:30 p.m. today. One of my children may be somewhere located on one of those screens there. So backyard brawl at 3:30 today. That's your look around the scoreboard of the NCAA, the top 25, and a couple of others. All of that brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals, no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all the Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or to apply, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. Start of the third quarter. Eagles will kick the ball off as they go right to left to Southern Connecticut. Nathan Hawkins will kick back to Jalen Tucker, who had a 50-yard return in the first half. And also standing back there is Kieran Falzone. Tucker on his own goal line. Good kick by Hawkins. Will get it to the goal line. He'll bring it out. 5, 10, 15, makes a left-hand veer, 20, 25, he's got the hole. 30, 35, but there's a flag for a hold in the middle of the field, and that'll send it all the way back. As two different officials on two different sides of the field threw the flag, and that'll erase what will be a 35-yard return by Tucker. Both flags right at the 25, so that should push him back 10. They'll call it a legal block in the back versus a hold. 10-yard penalty anyway. That's on number 47, Tanner Thomas, the freshman defensive back out of Glastonbury, Connecticut. First and 10 for the Owls at their own 15-yard line. They go left to right as you look at your screen or dial here this afternoon. Giller, 4 for 8 in the first half for 50 yards. Again, a Manning, 62 yards on the ground. But Falzone, the running back to start, to the right in the shotgun as Giller has two receivers right, one receiver left. Strachan, the big tight end, has only been thrown at 4 times today with 3 receptions to the right. Clapp fakes a handoff, throws it left, gets it to Tucker. Tucker is brought down after not much gain, maybe 2. on the quick pass. Will actually give him close to 3. Mark him right at about the 18-yard line. 2-0 on B's as we've just taken on another B. 2nd and 6. 2 receivers right, single receiver far side left. Strachan moves from right to left in the pistol formation with Falzone behind Gillard. Claps, takes the ball, looks over the middle, now looks left, still has left, trying to avoid the sack, gets away, Gillard running, trying to get past the line of scrimmage. He does, he finds a receiver and it's caught right at the first down marker. There is a flag on the field, probably for holding in the backfield. Let's see what the official call is, as Gillard completed a pass for 5. Number 84 called for the hold. That's Michael Strachan, and that'll push him back 10 more yards. So instead of 3rd and 1, it's going to be 2nd and 16. And there we go. B is gone. 2 for 2 on B's in today's game. Are we? 2nd and 16. Back at the 9-yard line. Falzone to the left of Giller. 1 receiver short side right, 2 receivers long side left. Giller claps, gets the ball, gives the handoff up the middle, and a big hole there is. And he might get the first down, and he will. It's Falzone. Way too easy on that handoff, as the Eagles were spaced, and Falzone found a big hole, ran right through it. 2nd and 16 goes away. It's 1st and 10 with the ball at the 31-yard line on the 22-yard run by Falzone. Quickly to the ball is Southern Connecticut, though. They get quickly to the ball, then they look over to the coach, so they slow the play down. They're not running on a no-huddle, like no-option offense. They do slow the play down. Snap. Handoff. Goes off left tackle. Avoids a tackle. And again, the Eagles missing too many tackles. And down the left sideline he goes. It's Falzone all the way into Eagle territory before being brought down. But several flags on the field back at the 40. Should bring this back again. Multiple flags at the 38 and the 40-yard line on the long run by Falzone. Typically, this is going to be holding, but let's see if there's some other call involved. Holding on number 8, that's Seth Westover, the wide receiver, and that'll push the Owls back again. So a reasonably penalty-free first half has exploded into lots of penalties here to start the second. The loss overall of 2, so 1st and 12 back at the 28. Eagles show blitz as pinching up was Flacavento. Looks like a Manning has replaced Falzone. Pitch to a Manning off the left side, looking for a hole. Gabetti trying to get over there. He's going to get close to a first down, and he avoids the first level tackle. Again, he's going down the sideline before finally taken out inside the 40-yard line. That's 3 plays in a row. You can say what you want about the hold on Westover, but that's 3 plays in a row. The Eagles have gotten gashed on the run by 2 different running backs. And 1st and 10 inside Eagle territory at the 37-yard line as the Owls are moving. Leading 10-7, first possession of the second half. Falzone back out there as the running back. Snap. Fakes the handoff, looks left, fakes left, throws it deep down the left sideline. He's wide open. If he can catch it, he's in, and he caught it, and he scored. Wide open as he faked the throw to Westover, who was wide open, streaking down the sideline for the 37-yard touchdown pass. And the Owls take a 16-7 lead on Westover's first touchdown of the season. The 6'2", 200-pound wide receiver from Jericho, Vermont, wide open, streaking down the sideline. Giller able to do the full pump fake. He faked that ball, froze the defensive back, and that sent Westover streaking down the sideline. It was just a matter if he could catch the ball. With 11:39 to go in the third quarter, the ball goes off the upright, so the kick is no good. As the snap was a tad high, got it down, but Benzie shanked it into the near side upright. So the Eagles trail by 9, 16-7. On the 34-yard touchdown pass. And now the Eagles trail by 9. So we talk about big-time possessions. This is where, the Eagles could not score at the end of the first half. Again, field goal was a possibility, but they chose to go on 4th and 1, didn't get the points. And now trail 16-7, and now need to get some points on the board. They've shown they can drive on this team. They've shown they can get to a point where they're getting these points. Now it's just a question of what the Eagles can do to get themselves back in the football game, trailing by 9. Again, it looks like Adonis White is out for the game, so that's going to leave Bandy and potentially Malachi Dudley as the running backs. Although White is out there with a helmet, so. Geraldo at the 10. Kick is going to be short. Geraldo's going to catch it at the 20. 25-30, has a hole, gets to the 35-40, he broke a tackle, 45-50, he might be gone! 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Eagles! Israel Geraldo, 80-yard kickoff return, no flags on the field, into the nest for the first time as a kickoff returner, and the Eagles talk about getting back in the game. It's 16-13 with an extra point to come. Well, you can't turn a game around any quicker than that. 12 seconds after the touchdown, he ran down the field for an 80-yard kickoff return. They've been trying to pin him in the corner on kickoffs all day. This one was short and in the middle of the field, and Geraldo got the blocks and was gone. Extra point for Hawkins. Schwartz the snapper, Famicon the holder. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good. And just like that, 12 seconds later, the Eagles take a 9-point deficit and make it 2. With 11:27 to go in the third quarter, 16-14 Southern Connecticut. 80 yards for Geraldo. So talk about changing momentum. Now the next set of questions is, can the defense make a stop, as Southern did make that drive look a little easy, both running and throwing the ball. But the freshman out of Providence, Rhode Island, 6 catches today for 75 yards, and now an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to change the momentum of this game entirely. Hawkins to kick off from the 35. Back to receive again is Tucker, who's been dangerous. And it looks like 7 is back there this time, so that might be TJ Butler. See if the Eagles are going to kick it his way again. They do. A blast. This could be a touchback. Great kick by Hawkins, not letting Tucker return it. That's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 25. As the player's not down, just tying his shoe. So touchback on the Hawkins kick. He had a couple of those last week as well, I believe. 3 touchbacks last week. That's his first touchback of the day. And again, 2 weeks ago, not last week. So 1st and 10. If you went to get some coffee and ran away from the screen for a second, it's 16-14 on the 80-yard kickoff return by Israel Geraldo. So now Southern Connecticut 1st and 10 at the 25. Eagles looking to make a defensive stop in a good football game here in Waterbury this afternoon. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws the ball to the fullback, looking to gain yards, and he's taken down for no gain at all. That's their fullback, number 23, who we don't have on the roster. Let's get you his name just to, for some reason he's not on the roster we have. 23 is James Griffin, graduate, 6'2", out of Marshfield, Massachusetts. He with the no-gain reception on 1st and 10, now 2nd and 10. Giller calls for the ball, hands the ball off, up the middle goes Falzone. This time he's hit again, but he's still on his feet. Eagles got to wrap up. First down for Falzone, and that's, I've lost count on my hands how many times the Eagles have made the initial hit and not brought down those running backs. And they keep churning away. Eagles have to bring them down, not just hit them, as that leads to a 1st and 10. Manning's 205. Falzone's 200. You can't just blast into him and expect to take him down. 1st and 10 at the 36. Falzone to the right of Giller. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. Snap. Looks left, still left, throws left, has a guy down the middle, and it's caught at the 40. It's Westover again. And a 27-yard catch by Westover. As again, when you allow the running backs to take the holes and bounce off tackles as they have been, it opens up the pass game. Because now you take that extra second and you want to make sure you're wrapping them up. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Falzone to the right of Giller. Snap. Gives to Giller. Off left tackle. He's got a big hole and lots of space, and he might be gone. He's at the 10. He's in. He's touchdown. Southern Connecticut. As that was all way too easy. 4 plays, 75 yards. Eagles now have to regroup defensively and make some stops in the run game as it's setting up the pass game to Westover, and Falzone made that easy. Big hole off left tackle, and it's now 22-14. Benzie, whose last kick went off the upright, that's why it's an 8-point game. So this is a big extra point. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good this time. So 23-14. So Falzone on his 33-yard run has made it a 9-point game again. With 9:05 to go in the third quarter. A lot of action here in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Two touchdowns by Southern. 1 touchdown by the Eagles. And still 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. So Southern Connecticut to kick off again. Let's see if they try to avoid Geraldo in any way, shape, or form this time. At the end of the first half, they actually kicked the ball out of bounds to avoid him. Then they kicked it to him, and he ran 80 yards for a touchdown. So Geraldo on the near side. On the far side is Orleus. But Geraldo quickly starting to get the Josh Tracy syndrome. Kick is going to go to Geraldo. He's going to catch it at the 16 again. 16, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He might go again. He's at midfield. 40, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. He's done it again. It's a touchdown, Eagles. Geraldo 83 yards for his second kickoff return in 4 minutes. And the Eagles right back in it again, as I think we found our NE10 player of the week for special teams. His second kickoff return for a touchdown, 83 yards. That's after an 80-yard return. Why would you kick to him? And the Eagles have had the ball for 26 seconds in the second half and have 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown. Their offense hasn't touched the field as Geraldo into the nest for the second time today. Schwartz to Famicon Hawkins, the kicker here on the extra point. Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. And little hanky-panky after the extra point, but the Eagles So actually they say that kick is no good. I don't know. That guy on the scaffolding is right in between the posts, and that ball almost went off his helmet. Are they going to consider taking a look at that? Because, that looked clear. That looked good to us. All right, we're all a little shocked here in the broadcast center. I guess that kick was no good. So it's 23-20. Okay, so kick no good, 23-20. Geraldo, 2 kickoff returns in this half. That kick's going to go, it bounces in the end zone. No, out of bounds. That's a touchback. Nice job by Hawkins after missing the extra point. So let's recap a little bit. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. Again, if you stepped away for a second, you have a 34-yard touchdown pass to Westover for Southern to make it 16-7. You have a kickoff return for Geraldo, 80 yards to make it 16-14. You have a foul zone 33-yard run to make it 23-14 Southern, and then an 83-yard kickoff return to Geraldo to make it 23-20. Each team missing an extra point during this span. So score-wise, it's 23-20. The deficit's still the same for the Eagles. And we've played just over 6 minutes of football and had 4 touchdowns. So if you're sitting at home watching this game, you have to ask yourself, why aren't you here watching this game? It's been fun. Snap. Gives the handoff up the middle. Eagles got to make a tackle as Manning runs 10 yards for a first down. And again, this is the game right now, is the Eagle defense, who's been out there for a long time. They had a long drive at the end of the first half, and now they've been out here for 2 drives to start the second half because the offense hasn't had to touch the field yet. Eagles need to get Southern Connecticut off the field, trailing by 3. Pistol formation. Manning is the running back. Snap. Handoff. Up the middle. Quarterback still has the ball. He faked me out. He slides. Looking for a flag. Not going to get one. Well, faked me out because they've been handing it to Manning each time. Giller kept it. Got about 3 yards to the 40. 2nd and 7. So good job by Giller faking me out. 2nd and 7. Manning to his left. Twin receivers left. Single receiver right. The tight end Strachan is also tight right. 2nd and 7. Eagles got to get a third down. Snap. Handoff. Manning has it this time. Eagles got to wrap him up, and they do. They finally do wrap him up. Call it maybe a gain of a half yard, and that sets up the third and call it 6.5 for the Eagles. Finally able to wrap Manning up instead of just hit him. Big hits are good, but they're not going to fall down. They're kind of useless. So 3rd and 6.5. They need the 47, do the Owls. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Strachan on the right side. You have to wonder if he's going to float in the middle and make sure the Eagles can stop him. They show blitz on the corners as Johnson looks like he might go through Strachan. Here's the snap. Giller looking to throw. Throws it down the left sideline. It's going to be short, though, and it is dropped. He threw the ball short. Good coverage by Brandon McLaughlin as he was right there. Forced Giller to throw short, and that'll force a punt. So the Eagles defense gets them off the field, and now they get an opportunity to get the ball back. Trailing by 3 in this up and down third quarter. Andreas Piccarelli, the punter out of Yonkers, New York, stands at his 27. Well, it looks like, is that Adonis White back there to get the punt? Let's see. It is Adonis White. Ball bounces at the 30 and takes a owl roll inside the 15, where it's touchdown at the 13. Much better punt this time. 46 yards for Piccarelli. But the Eagle offense will touch the field for the first time in the second half with 6:32 to go in it. In the third quarter, rather. Malachi Taylor, the quarterback. Adonis White, I guess, is not out. He's back, playing running back. In the pistol. Snap to Taylor. Hand off to White. Look, fakes up the middle. Finds a little bit of a hole. Might have gained 2 or 3. So the information incorrect. Adonis White back, as originally we were told he might be out for the game. 2nd and 8. Eagles' first offensive possession today. Twin receivers left, twin receivers right. White next to Taylor in the shotgun on 2nd and 7.5. Taylor looks over the middle, now throws left dangerously, as that was almost a pick 6 by Cooper Dayton. As he didn't even have to move. It was a throw towards DJ Lisbon, but right in the way of that was Dayton, and if he had caught it, he was gone. The only break was that ball was thrown high. So 3rd and 7.5 on the Eagles opening possession of the third quarter, as they have 2 kickoff returns in this quarter. Snap is high, but Taylor gets it down, looks over the middle, now looks left, throws it over the middle, it's caught! For a first down, Miles Ward's second catch of the game at the 37-yard line is enough for a first down as Malachi Taylor ripped it in there. And the 5'10 Ward makes the catch. Eagles' offensive series continues. But now Tyler Famicon comes out to play quarterback. 1st and 10 at the 37. Eagles trailing by 3, 23-20. Snap. Famicon hands it to White. Goes up the middle. Gets 3. 2nd and 7 at the 40. Famicon and Taylor change positions again as out comes Taylor on 2nd and 7. Israel Geraldo 59 yards away from breaking the all-purpose record for yards in a game. He's got 75 via reception and 162 via return. Taylor looks over the middle, throws it deep down the sideline. He's got somebody. It's Geraldo, and he caught it! No, they say it bounced. They say he did not catch it as Geraldo opened down the left sideline. And Geraldo not saying he did catch it. And Geraldo down on the field as well. Let's see. I don't think the Eagles are going to challenge this. 3rd and 7. Geraldo off the field. Hopefully just rolled his wrist over and he's okay. But 3rd and 7, good ball by Taylor, just unable to be held by Geraldo. Snap to Taylor, 3rd and 7. Eagles need a first down. Throws it over the middle, but short. Good defense play that time by Jordan Barrios, the defensive back from West Haven, Connecticut. And Eagles will be forced to punt. Sometimes this is a game of inches, a couple of inches, and Geraldo would have had that ball for a first down deep in Owl territory, but instead the drop. And now the Eagles will be forced to punt, 4th and 7, with 4:19 to go in the third quarter. Hall, who has a 63-yard punt and a 39-yard punt today, stands at his own 25. Jalen Tucker standing at his own 10. Snap is solid. Kick is up. Short. Bounces at the 35, but takes an Eagle bounce inside the 30. It might get to the 25, and it does. So a 35-yard punt for Hall. His shortest punt of the season, but got it inside the territory. So now the Eagles have to play defense again. Geraldo up on his feet, so he seems better after dropping that ball. Might have just rolled his wrist over trying to catch it. So now the Eagle defense has to step up again, trailing by 3 still, 23-20. 4:07 to go in the third quarter. Manning the running back to the left of Giller. 3 receivers left, single receiver right. One of those receivers on the left is the tight end Strachan. Crowd chanting defense. Good football game here in Waterbury this afternoon. Snap to Giller. Looks left, still looks left. He's going to get sacked. The ball is fumbled and out. Giller jumps back on top of it, but a strip sack by the Eagles, forcing a loss of 6. Omar Tillman in there with the sack. Just couldn't get back on the ball as Giller jumped back on top of it, but a 6-yard loss on the first play, making it now 2nd and 16. Singles receiver left, twin receivers to the right. A Manning to the right of Giller. He claps and they look up. Second sack today by the Eagles defensively. They had one in the first half. Giller hands off to a Manning who goes off left tackle looking for a hole. Eagles do a much better job closing that down. Gain of maybe 1. Sets up 3rd and call it 14. At the 21, they need the 35-yard line, do the Owls. Eagles want to get off the field. Same setup, single receiver right. Twin receivers right, twin receivers left. A Manning now goes out into a pass formation, so 5 wide receivers. First time today we've seen 5 wide. Eagles moving all over on defense. There is confusion. Let's see what the play is. He tries to escape a sack. He breaks away, looking to get close to the first down line. He doesn't get anywhere near it. He's taken down. That's a sack for Amir Johnson. And the Eagles will get off the field after a 4-yard gain. Call it 5 technically, as if he had broken through Johnson, he would have gotten the first down. But the Eagles do a great job to get off the field again. Adonis White out to get the punt, standing on his own 40. And Piccarelli standing on his own 12, going to punt it away. So 2 straight defensive series. The Eagles get off the field. No real rush, so Piccarelli blasts the kick towards White. It is out of bounds at about the 33. Let's see where they officially mark it. Looks like the 30, actually. Well, 31. Side judge picks the 31. Now, the side judge said 31. The back judge is on the 30. Let's see where they officially put it. Either way, 1st and 10 for the Eagles, trailing by 3. They've put it officially on the 30. Tyler Famicon out of the quarterback. Bandy the running back. Twin receivers left, single receiver right. Receivers are stacked here on the near side. And Bandy moved forward, so that's a 5-yard false start. Bandy will get 5 yards for a false start. Around the NE10, third quarter at AIC, 36-14 Assumption over AIC. 1st and 15 now as the Eagles move back 5 yards. Same formation for the Eagles. Stacked twins on the left, single receiver right. Famicon takes the high snap, fakes the handoff, tries to go off tackle. He's got some room in the middle. He's at the 35-40, slides down right at the first down marker. He's probably a half yard short. They'll actually call him a full yard short. So he got 13. 2nd and 2. 13-yard run for Famicon. Second and 2 at the 38. Famicon still out there. He's got Bandy behind him as the running back. Twin receivers right, single left this time for Famicon. Famicon fumbles the ball, gets back under it, avoids one tackle, will go forward with it. He might get the first down, and he did. Great job by Famicon. But the Eagles have to work on the center snap as that was high again. Famicon fumbled it, got it back, ran up the middle, got enough for a first down as he crossed the 40. 1st and 10 at the 41. Eagles drive alive, trailing by 3. Did I say 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Eagles trailing 23-20. Snap. Famicon hands it off to Bandy. Bandy tries to go off right tackle. Not going to get much. Lost a yard as he tried to go off right tackle. Eagles' best plays have been with motion. See, if they have to run a play, they do have to run a play here in the third quarter. 2nd and 11 from the 40. Eagles trail by 3. Crowd imploring the Eagles to go. Famicon throws. It's tipped up in the air, and it bounces as the defensive line got a hand on the Famicon throw. And that's the end of 3 quarters here. A back and forth setup of touchdowns as 2 offensive touchdowns by Southern and 2 special teams touchdowns by the Eagles. 23-20 Southern Connecticut as we go to the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening and watching the Post University Football on the Post Football Network, CACC, and youtube.com/Go Post Eagles. Start of the fourth quarter here in Waterbury. 23-20 Southern Connecticut leads the Eagles. 3rd and 11 for the Eagles at their own 40. Famicon at quarterback. Looks like Adonis White back out there at running back. Trips to the left, single receiver right. Big third down. Low snap. Famicon picked it up off the ground. Avoids the rush. Now looking to go up the middle. He avoids one tackle. He's at the 50. He might get the first down. He does! He's into the Owl territory at the 44. As a low snap picked up off the ground. Famicon looked to throw and then just ran up the middle. As sometimes that fumble makes players get out of position, and Famicon found a hole and rushed for 16 yards and a first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line for the Eagles. Twin stacked left, single receiver right. Looks like Adonis White, the running back, behind Famicon. Snap, handoff is actually Bandy. Bandy goes up the middle, bounces off the defensive line, and gains nothing. Runs up the middle, haven't done a ton here today. As he got bounced. Call it 2nd and 10. Might have lost a quarter yard. So 2nd and 10 at the 44. Eagles trail 23-20. Have not seen Geraldo out there since the drop. Trying to see if he is out there. Bandy's the running back, but Famicon the only one in the backfield right now. Snap. He rolls to his right, avoids the first tackler, and then is taken down. They don't call that a sack because it was a running play, but a loss of a yard by Famicon. Sets up another 3rd and 11. Again, don't see Geraldo out there. Trying to see if he's even on the sideline at the moment. 3rd and 11. If the Eagles get some yardage, they can at least go on 4th down, but we'll see what they do. Bandy, the running back to the left of Famicon on 3rd and 11. Famicon looks over the middle, looks to throw, throws it deep down the middle. He's got somebody, got it! It's caught! At the 10 and tackled at the 5 is DJ Lisbon. Into the red zone he goes. I don't know if he's hurt or just tired as he's down on his back, but DJ Lisbon on a nice throw by Famicon. The touchdown was saved by Marlon Welsh, the 6'2 defensive back out of Windsor. But Lisbon might be cramping right now as they're stretching out his leg. But an awesome catch there on 3rd and 11. That goes for 41 yards. Eagles have shown it all offensively. The one play that hasn't really worked as well is the run into the defensive line. But the Eagles trailing 23-20. It'll be 1st and goal. After we see if it's just cramping for DJ Lisbon or something more serious. Israel Geraldo, who almost made a spectacular 45-yard catch and his 2 kickoff return touchdowns, has not been seen since that almost catch. He's on the sideline. He is on the sideline right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to go back in. He's sitting on the bench. Lisbon gets up and is hobbling off, so I don't know if he pulled a muscle, but that means the Eagles have to go deeper into their already small group of wide receivers. Small as in numbers, not small as in size, and Lisbon's hobbling off, so it doesn't look – he's the 6'3" height guy. But now 1st and goal. They officially will mark him down at the 10. Although I thought that ball was closer to the 5. But okay, 1st and goal. Famicon, the quarterback, with Bandy in the backfield. Famicon pitches to Bandy. Bandy gets around the first man, trying to get to the corner. He gets to the 10. He gets to the 5 before he's taken out, right around the 5. Might have stepped out at the 6. Call it a gain of 4. Well, I'll mark him out at the 7 officially, so call it a gain of 3. 2nd and goal from the 7. Adonis White coming back out there now for the Eagles. Again, Eagles down 2 receivers right now, Geraldo and Lisbon. Lisbon hurt. Geraldo, I think, also hurt. Famicon alone in the backfield with 4 wide receivers and a tight end. 2nd and goal from the 7. Man in motion is White. Snap to Famicon. Fakes it to White. Hole up the middle for Famicon, looking to get toward the goal line. He's going to get into the end zone. It's a touchdown! Tyler Famicon for the 2nd time today. This time on a 7-yard run, he's into the nest again for the 4th time this season. And the Eagles have a 26-23 lead on the 7-yard Famicon run. Oops. Extra point to come. Last one was missed, although we were all a little shocked it was. Slight wind in the face of Nathan Hawkins. Famicon the holder, Schwartz the snapper. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up, and it looks good. It is good. 27-23. Eagles have a 4-point lead with 11:41 to go in the fourth quarter. Their first offensive touchdown of the second half after 2 kickoff returns. And the Eagles lead by 4 here in the fourth quarter. Eagles looking to go 2-0 for the first time in program history and beat Southern Connecticut for the first time in program history. Lead by 4. Scores around the nation. Number 12 Clemson and Georgia Tech tied 21 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Oklahoma all over Temple 42-3. Auburn 31, South Alabama 14. Missouri 45, Louisiana 10. There in the third quarter, Michigan crushed Central Michigan 63-3. Alabama 38, Wisconsin 14, and Oregon 34. Northwestern 14 in a Big Ten battle, which I still haven't quite gotten over yet. Hawkins to kick off at the 35. Jalen Tucker back at his own 5. Hawkins successfully a couple of touchbacks, but this ball is a little bit into the wind and kicked to the left, so Tucker's got to come up and get it, and he fumbled it. Now he's picked it back up at the 15. He's at the 20 trying to get around the Eagle defense, and he's going to get taken down this time. No, he broke a tackle. He's still up, and then finally gang tackled by a bowling ball of number 20, Shakir Price. Tucker's a hard guy to take down on the kickoffs. So 1st and 10 at the 25. Eagles have stopped the Owls in the last 2 possessions. They lead by 4, 27-23 over Southern Connecticut. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. The running back in the backfield looks like Faison, 33. And he's to the right of Giller. Snaps the ball, fakes the handoff, throws it to the right. It's caught by Tucker. He will get enough for a first down. He's still up and finally brought down at about the 40. So I'll call that 15-yard gain on 1st and 10 and a first down for Southern Connecticut going right to left as you look at your screen and dial here in the fourth quarter. Back and forth football, it's what you like. An exciting one here this afternoon in Waterbury. Twins to the right, single receiver left. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Looks to throw right now. Throws it up the middle. He's got a wide open man, but he overthrew the wide open Westover. As the cornerback touching his chest, he knew he stepped up and let Westover get behind him. Just the overthrow by Giller. And again, sometimes this is a game of inches. The Eagles at the end of the first half had about 9 inches or so for a touchdown, didn't get it. That ball thrown a little bit better was a touchdown for Westover. Second down, Claps. Now we'll look over to the sideline again. Twin receivers right, single receiver left. Running back Falzone next to Giller on the right. Clap, handoff, up the middle he goes. Eagles try to wrap him up and tackle him this time. Good job by Michael Gabetti with help from Equan Crawford. Gain of 6, I'll call it 7. However, now it's 3rd and 3, but the Eagles wrapped him up instead of just hit him that time. That leads to fewer yards. Call it 4. Actually, we're back to 3rd and 4. Same design. Falzone to the right, single receiver left, Twins to the right. A big 3rd and 4 for both teams, really, but defensively for the Eagles, who've played well today. Giller claps, gets the ball, doesn't fake the handoff, looks left, throws it deep down the sideline. For somebody, it's caught. It's Westover. Right in the middle of the seam. He got in front of Shakir Price and made a catch on a nice thrown ball by Giller. Westover's had a good second half, including a touchdown catch of his own of 34 yards. That's 1st and 10 now at the 25 for the Owls. Trailing by 4. Southern Connecticut picking up their pace a little bit, even with the claps. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Falzone, the running back. Fakes, throws to the right. Tucker has it up the right sideline. He gets enough for a first down and maybe a little bit more. Hard to see sometimes on that from our vantage point on that far sideline. You think he's out of bounds, but he's really just kind of on the edge. But that's enough for a first down for the Owls. They're in the red zone. 1st and 10 from the 18. Giller picking up the pace on throwing. That opens up the run, but the Eagles need to make sure they're making the tackles they need to. As Falzone, the running back to the left. This time 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. On 1st and 10 from the 18, crowd and players imploring the defense. Snap. Fakes the handoff. Giller tosses it to Strachan. He tries to get to the corner, and he is short as he stepped out of bounds. Might be enough for a first down, but he's out at the 3. Fake the handoff. Little pitch at the forward pass to Strachan and his 6'4 frame, and he turned the corner. He's going to be short of the first down. He's at about the 3.5. They need the 3 for the first down, so it's 2nd and half a yard from the 3.5. No running back with Giller this time. Very tight formation. Moves the fullback in motion. Giller goes up the middle. Finds a hole. He's into the end zone. That's a touchdown, Southern Connecticut. As Giller into the end zone for the first time today as a running back. And that gives Southern Connecticut the lead again at 29-27 with the extra point pending. So a 3-yard touchdown run for Giller. So they jump on the extra point. Kick is good. But let's see how frisky Coach Loft gets. If they just take the extra point or if they want to go for 2. It doesn't look like they're going to go for 2. 30-27 Southern Connecticut. 8:30 to go in the fourth quarter in this back and forth affair. Eagles now trail by 3 again. 30-27. So kickoff to come, and probably the break of all breaks for Southern Connecticut is that Israel Geraldo is not on the field. He's been out since diving for that catch. I don't know what damage he might have done to that left wrist, but he is not on the field. See if DJ Lisbon comes back out after he was hurt on the last possession. Eagles hemorrhaging receivers, trailing by 3. I'm just calling this game, and I'm hungry. So hopefully there's a plan for dinner later on. But still, lots of game action to go here. In the fourth quarter, back to receive is Adonis White and Orez. Kick is a squib kick. It goes off the back of the post, up back. Nice job by A.J. Morrison to feel it, turn around, and pick it up. That just gives the Eagles good field position. And also, I would question whether or not Southern Connecticut realized that Geraldo wasn't on the field. Or do they think their special teams just needs work in general? Because if they didn't recognize Geraldo wasn't on the field, I would have just kicked it deep. But instead, they give the Eagles the ball, only needing a field goal to tie at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Famicon, the quarterback, White out there as well. No Geraldo, but it looks like DJ Lisbon's back out there on the left side. Famicon, high snap again, gets it down to White, who gets swallowed whole. Gets away from a tackle, still going. Good effort by White. All that effort and bunch of hits to lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Eagles lose a yard. It's 2nd and 11. White now goes into the offense as a receiver. Again, Eagles down 1 receiver with Geraldo out. 4 wide receivers, nobody in the backfield but Famicon. White in motion. Takes the jet sweep off the left side, trying to get around the corner. He gets a little bit, maybe lost a yard. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. It's on the far side, so it's hard to see. But that got them no yards. Looks like you split the baby. I think they got about half a yard back, so it's third and call it 10.5. They need the Owl 43-yard line. 7 minutes and change to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles trail by 3. Twins right, single receiver left on 3rd and 10. Fakes the snap, fakes the handoff. Famicon has a man, it's caught, it's Lisbon, first down! Lisbon back out there, 14-yard reception, and the Eagles have another first down inside the 40-yard line at the 39. Lisbon went all the way from the far side to the near side to catch that ball, and a bullet by Famicon sets up 1st and 10 at the 39. Twin receivers left, single receiver right, White behind Famicon in the pistol. Snap to Famicon. Holds it. He'll take it himself. He found a hole. He's at the 30, 25, 20. He's going to go! Touchdown, Eagles! Famicon for the 3rd time today. This time from 37 yards away, and the Eagles take the lead again. A trifecta rushing touchdowns for Famicon. And the Eagles back in front, 33-30. Tyler Famicon bucking for NE10 Offensive Player of the Week. As this is a big extra point. It's the difference between a touchdown and a field goal difference. Schwartz the snapper, Famicon the holder. And Hawkins the kicker. He's missed one today. Otherwise, perfect. Snap is good. Kick is blocked. That time blocked. Looks like 16 that Kyle Scott, defensive back out of Middletown, New York. So now we have officially hit the Middletown trifecta between Middletown, New Jersey, Middletown, Connecticut, and Middletown, New York, as at least one player from each of those places has made a play. So the extra point blocked, that gives the Eagles a 33-30 lead with 6:28 to go in the fourth quarter. And thank you to my engineer here, Mike, who can read the scoreboard with the time on it, because I surely can't. It's just a hodgepodge of blackness because you can't see, because for some reason they haven't changed the lights to white so everybody can see. Either way, 37-yard run by Famicon, his 3rd touchdown of the day, into the nest again for the 5th time this season. And this back-and-forth game continues with the Eagles now leading 33-30. Another big 3rd down conversion by the Eagles as well on the 14-yard pass to Lisbon on 3rd and 11. Tucker back at his own 5. Hawkins, big kick, looking to get a touchback, but it's not going to be short. It's caught at the 10, dropped by Tucker, picked up again by Tucker. He's got a bit of a hole, and now he's up the middle, and he's taken down at the last second, or he would have been gone at the 37 by Amir Johnson. Saved a touchdown on the kickoff. That allows the Eagles to play defense. 1st and 10 at the 37 will Southern Connecticut go. If you stuck with us this far, continue to stick with us. This has been an exciting football game here this afternoon. Two receivers left, single receiver right. The running back is Falzone again to the left. Southern Connecticut just scored a touchdown on their last possession. They'll need one here again, although a field goal will tie the game because of the blocked extra point. Snap is low, swings it over on the right side to Falzone, and he is crawling and gained maybe 4. That's good body control as he was taken down but never let his knee fall to the ground. He just baby crawled 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6. Credit to the Southern Connecticut running backs who have been able to stay on their feet despite being hit multiple times. Their yards after hit today off the charts. which says something about that and also says something about the Eagles needing to wrap up a little bit better. Twins right, single left. Falzone to the right of Giller. He fakes the handoff, looks over the middle, now looks to the left, now runs away from the sack, and he's brought down as he tried to get away, but sacked by Omar Tillman. The third sack by the Eagles today, and that's a big loss by the Owls. That'll make it 3rd and 18. 3rd and 17, call it, with the ball at the 31. They need the 48 on 3rd and 17. They'll swing trips to the left. No running back with Giller in the backfield, and twin receivers to the right. 3rd and 18. 5 minutes and change to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles lead by 3. Good protection. Tries to get around, throws it up the middle. It's caught. What a dart that was to Jaden Cologne. 5'7", 165 out of Manchester, Connecticut. He got excellent protection and threw a dart in the middle of the field to Cologne. And the Owls keep the drive alive, converting on 3rd and 18. Credit to Giller. He's thrown a couple of darts when he needed to, and that was one of them. .4:25 to go in the fourth quarter, 33-30 Eagles. Snap. Gives off on right tackle to the running back. It's Falzone who gets close to 5, maybe 6. See where they officially mark it. Call it 6, so 2nd and 4 at the 40. They need the 36. Under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter now, 33-30 Eagles. Eagles show blitz as Tillman, who just had a sack, rushing up on the line. Falzone to the right of Giller, twin receivers right, single receiver left. Snap. Blitz coming, trying to get around on Giller. Throws it deep down the side. This could be picked, and it is! It's picked off on a short throw, and the Eagles get their second turnover of the day as it's picked off by Jazir Orlius, the NE10 Rookie of the Week in Week 1. And a bad throw by Giller as 2 Eagles were surrounding his wide receiver. And the Eagles turn over the Owls with under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, leading by 3. We talk about the 4-minute drill. Now, Southern Connecticut does have 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, but if the Eagles can put together a successful 4-minute drill, they'll get out of here with the win, but lots of time left to go. Eagles lead by 3, 33-30, 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Eagles. Famicon, the quarterback, White, the running back, 2 receivers left, 1 receiver left, single receiver right. Snap is high, brought down to White, who he gives it to. White trying to force his way forward. Maybe gains a yard, and Southern Connecticut calls a quick timeout, though they have a player down as well. Southern Connecticut calls timeout with 3:24 to go in the fourth quarter. Eagles lead by 3. Let's just recap this game really quickly. As Eagles open the scoring on a Tyler Famicon 1-yard run to take a 7-0 lead. Southern Connecticut came down and had a 29-yard field goal by their field goal kicker, Daniel Benzie, to make it 7-3. Manning then had a 14-yard run to make it 10-7, and that was how we went to halftime. In the third quarter, Seth Westover had a 34-yard touchdown reception to make it 16-7 as the extra point was missed. Then Israel Geraldo, who I'm granting is Special Teams Player of the Week in the NE10 for this week, had an 80-yard touchdown kickoff return to make it 16-14. Falzone then had a 33-yard run for a touchdown to make it 23-14 Southern Connecticut. But then Geraldo, right after that, 83-yard kickoff return for a touchdown to make it 23-20. Then Tyler Famicon, a 7-yard run to give the Eagles a 27-23 lead. A 3-yard run by quarterback John Giller gave Southern Connecticut a 30-27 lead. And then a 37-yard touchdown run by Tyler Famicon, his third of the day, gave the Eagles a 3-point lead as the extra point was blocked Now the Eagles have 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line. Famicon, the quarterback, takes the snap, fakes the pitch, tries to go up the left-hand side, finds little to no hole, and he's taken down after call it a no gain, maybe a loss of about a half yard. But here's where the Eagles have been big today. It's 3rd down and call it 8. And the Eagles have been solid on 3rd downs. They were 2 for 9 in the game against West Virginia Wesleyan. Today, far better. Clock is ticking. We're under 3 minutes to go. This is a big 3rd down. Southern Connecticut's used one of their timeouts. They still have 2 to go. Twin receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Famicon has White next to him in the shotgun. 3rd and 8. Snap is high. Famicon does a great job again. Looks over the middle, now rolls out to the left. Looking for somebody. He stops. He keeps rolling, trying to use his speed, trying to find somebody. Throws it deep down the sideline. Triple coverage and a flag on triple coverage of Jaheim Chambers. I don't know who this flag is on, but if it's on Southern Connecticut, that's awful. They're going to call it on Southern Connecticut. He was triple covered. Famicon whipped it down the sideline. It was the only play he had. Chambers was triple covered, and they're going to call defensive holding on Southern Connecticut and give the Eagles an automatic 1st down. Automatic Eagle 1st down. They called a penalty on one of the 3 down there. It was Dominic Barbuto. And I'll say this, that's a bit of a bailout because I'm not really sure how that ball was going to get caught by Chambers anyway. He was triple covered. And he came back into the pile. So the Eagles get a break. Sometimes you get these in football, and that's a break call for the Eagles. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line with 2:23 to go in the 4th quarter. Southern Connecticut has 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So we'll see how they utilize them here. Eagles probably, depending on how this game plays out, need 2 first downs to ice it. No running backs with Famicon in the backfield. He moves White in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. Holds it. Goes behind his tight end. Tries to find a hole. He moves forward. Gets down on the ground after a gain of about 5. And Southern Connecticut will utilize their 2nd timeout. Depending on how this plays out, they either need 1 or 2 first downs to win. 2:16 to go in the 4th. Eagles lead 33-30. They'll have 2nd and 4 from their own 34-yard line. Fun times here in football land. Eagles will be at Pace University a week from today. That kickoff is at noon down in Pleasantville, New York. That'll be on the NE10 Now network. If you don't have it through Flow Sports, get it today so you can watch your Eagles on Flow Sports. Eagles' next home game will be 3 weeks from today, October 4th, 1 p.m. against St. A's here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury, Connecticut. That's the next home game for the Eagles is October 4th, 1 p.m. against St. A's. Southern Connecticut down to 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning. Eagles 2nd and 4. One first down right now doesn't ice this game, but it helps. Famicon has been phenomenal today. 3 touchdowns, 1 yard, 7 yards, 37 yards, and has thrown the ball extremely well. Pistol formation, White behind Famicon. Snap to Famicon is good. He gives it to White, who finds a hole. He's going to get the first down and more. He's at midfield 40. He's at the 30. He might go. 20, 10, touchdown, Eagles. And they put it away. Adonis White, who's been hurt today, just ran the ball 63 yards to give the Eagles a 9-point lead with 2:05 to go. And into the nest does Adonis White go. And the Eagles now 2:05 away from going 2-0. 63 yards for Adonis White. Extra point to come, difference between 9 and 10, but Adonis White found the hole on the RPO. And when Famicon let it go, White had a gigantic hole off right guard and ran it right down the middle of the field for an Eagles touchdown. Snap, kick, whistle. Hawkins kicks it into the back of the line, but a false start will avoid any damage off of that. Now, silly as this sounds, this extra point is huge. You'd rather miss it than have it blocked and returned, because a block and return makes it a 7-point game versus not getting it at all. So you want to make it 10, but you don't want it blocked and returned because that's 7. .205 to go in the fourth quarter. 39-30 Eagles. Extra point. Again, you just don't want it blocked and returned. Anything else is good for the Eagles because it's a 2-possession game. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is wide right, excuse me. So, again, block and return was the worst of those scenarios. Missing it still keeps it as a 9-point game. Southern Connecticut has 1 timeout and the 2-minute warning, though they'll lose the 2-minute warning if the Eagles kick the ball into the middle of the field on the kickoff. Although Tucker today has been really good returning kicks. So, it would not be the worst thing in the world just to kick this ball out of bounds, deep and out of bounds. Hawkins has struggled to get it to this end zone on the right side because the wind is blowing from that corner to the other corner. If he was kicking the other way, he's successfully got a touchback in that direction, but he has not gotten one going from left to right. Kicking it out of bounds does give them decent field position, plus it allows them not to lose the 2-minute timeout. But at the same time, again, Tucker has had a 50-yard kick return and has had a couple of others that he's 1 tackle away from breaking. If I were the Eagles, I would kick it to the right-hand side where Tucker isn't and force who I think that's foul zone to try to return the kick. But they set the ball up on the left-hand side, the far side of the field. Hawkins approaches the ball and does exactly what I said. Kicks it high in the air to the left-hand side. That's going to bounce at the 30. Picked up, though, by Falzone. He avoids 1 tackle. Tries to keep going. He's going to get brought down, though, at the 35-yard line. Good job by the Eagles there to cover, and a good kick and good decision made by Hawkins. Put it nowhere near Tucker. That should get him to the 2-minute warning, and they don't. It's 2:01. That's a break on the clock. Like the third down holding penalty on Southern Connecticut when Chambers was triple teamed. The fact that the clock only got to 2:01 gives the Owls a break because they can run a play before a free timeout. They can do whatever they want on a free timeout here and still have 1 timeout remaining. 1st and 10, 39-30 Owls. If the Eagles hold on to win, we will have a player interview after the game, at least 1, probably 2. So stay with us here on the CACC Network and YouTube.com/GoPostEagles, the Post Eagle Television Network. Referees blow the whistle. Now let's see if there's a false start. Eagles pointing them back. Referee talking to the quarterback. Is that a delay of game? Delay of game on Southern Connecticut. That's bad football right there. Coming in off of a kickoff return, not being able to get the play back and costing him 5 yards. Now 1st and 15 from the 31. 3 wide receivers for Giller. Surprised they haven't moved Strachan out to be a 4th. Snap to Giller. Looks to the right, throws to the right. He has a man short into the flat. Caught and brought down for maybe a gain of a yard. That's the 2-minute warning as Jaden Colon makes his 2nd catch of the game. And with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, actually under, it's 1:55 to go in the fourth quarter. The Eagles lead by 9. This is the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning brought to you by Post University, who wants you to ask yourself, are you a Post person? Post makes it personal with fast, flexible, and affordable programs that are designed to help you achieve your goals no matter where you are on your academic journey. Post offers online, hybrid, and on-campus degree programs to meet your needs. For more information on all of Post degree programs, to visit campus, take a tour, or apply as it is the application season, go to post.edu. That's post.edu. That's your 2-minute warning here on the Post Television Network via CACC Network and youtube.com/GoPostEagles. It'll be second down and call it 13. 1:55 to go in the fourth. Eagles lead by 9. 4 wide receivers with the tight end. 2 to the right, 3 to the left. Giller all alone. Snap to Giller. Looks left. Looks now over the middle. Tries to throw. It's picked off. That should do it. Eagles are going to win this game. It's picked off by A.J. Morrison, and the Eagles are going to go to 2-0 on the season with 1:47 to go in the fourth quarter. The third turnover forced today. Eagles are +6 on the season in turnovers, and now it's time to kneel it down. For the second straight home game, the Eagles are going to be able to get on a knee and end their game. 39-30 Eagles. What a football game. And the Eagles, for the first time in program history, will go to 2-0 in a season. For the first time ever, will win their second game of a season. And roll into Pleasantville, New York next weekend, looking to win their first conference game ever and go to 3-0. They'll call the timeout, will Southern Connecticut, with 1:45 to go, but the Eagles should be able to basically kill the rest of this game. 1:25, or leave them maybe about 10 to 15 seconds if it all plays out. And the Eagle offense imploring the crowd to cheer for him, and they should cheer for him. An excellent performance. The Eagles, who trailed 10-7 at the half and 16-7 and 23-14, have completely turned the game around. Tyler Famicon, really has to wrestle with Israel Geraldo for player of the game. He really could give it to both. I think we're going to try to get both up here in the booth for our post-game interviews, so stay with us here on the Football Network for our post-game interviews. Eagles will snap the ball high. Famicon hands to, is that Malachi Dudley or is that still White? No, that looks like White. He'll gain 2, and the Eagles will kill clock. Next snap should be under a minute. Will be the third down snap. They're going to have to either go on fourth or they're going to have to punt the ball, because this snap should go at 59 seconds or about. That'll leave about 15 seconds remaining. Post just letting the clock go as low as it can. They probably will call the timeout with, 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Run a play in 40 more seconds. That'll leave about 13-ish for the Owls, excuse me. Screwing up my birds. So because Southern called their last timeout, even though they trail by 2 possessions, that will force Eagles aren't going to be able to kneel it out unless they try to get a first down, but they should just kneel it out. Phenomenal performance today by the Eagle offense, which really ultimately was the question mark coming into this season. If you talk to people around the program, you talk to people who have watched these games, it was the offense that was the concern. And so far in 2 weeks, they put up 51 and 39. 51 against, a team in West Virginia Wesleyan that admittedly is, on a record losing streak right now. But Southern Connecticut is a viable football program and has been for many years, even with a new coach. And they've put up 39 points today against that Southern Connecticut offense. So if all goes, there should be about 9 seconds remaining on the clock. Eagles will probably call one more timeout. If I'm Famicon, I just run around for 9 seconds, maybe heave the ball up into the air. There's nothing that can happen that will allow the Owls to score 9 points. Maybe I just throw a Hail Mary at this point and just kill the last 9 seconds. Or even if you don't get it, leave one. And even if, for God forbid, an interception return for a touchdown, then they can't score 9 points on it. This isn't the UFL or whatever, one of those secondary leagues where they have weird extra point options. Eagles call their last timeout. 9 seconds remain on the clock. Let's see what Coach Schultz will do. You can simply punt it as well. But my idea would be to have Famicon throw up a Hail Mary. Just have him run around for 4 or 5 seconds, throw up a Hail Mary. Even if that doesn't kill the full 9, that will maybe leave them with 1 or 2. And like I said, even if for some reason there's an interception return for a touchdown, they can't get 9 points on it. Eagle crowd standing and applauding and cheering. An excellent job today by the Eagles, who have put up 39 points on a Southern Connecticut team that averaged 28 points against last season. I know coming into this game they were looking to fix that, but 8 new defensive starters. But really the credit they gave up 30 points, but give credit to the Eagle defense. They held when they needed to. And there were times in this game where it looked like Southern Connecticut was going to run all over them, and they didn't. They did. Don't get me wrong, they did. But there came a point where the Eagles managed to stop the bleeding, and turn this game around. So the Eagles will punt with 9 seconds to go. Hayden Hall, who's had 3 punts today and has been good. Eagles will punt with 9 seconds left. Just punt it into the end zone if you can. Snap is high. They're coming. 14 guys coming, and he gets the kickoff. Nicely done by Hall. Fair catch by Tucker at the 19 with 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 1 more play to go. Eagles going to go to 2-0 after this one play. Credit where credit is due to Coach Adam Schultz and the Eagle offense and the Eagle defense and the Eagle special teams. Now, Israel Geraldo, what a find. Hopefully he's okay, and hopefully we'll get him up here for an interview. But 2 kick returns, 80 and 83 yards today. Should absolutely be NE10 special teams player of the week. Now, granted, I don't know what's going on in the other games. Maybe somebody returned 3 kickoffs for touchdowns. But now, you don't want your points per game given up to go up here, but this is going to be some kind of wacky play, I'm sure, from Southern Connecticut. Eagles have 3 players standing at the 50. Snap, handoff up the middle to Falzone. He's tackled at the 35, and that is the football game, everybody. The Eagles have done it again. They go to 2-0 on the season. 39-30 over Southern Connecticut State University. Awesome job today by the Eagles all the way around. First time in program history they've won 2 games. First time in program history they're 2-0, and this team just keeps clicking on all cylinders. And looks good as they move to 2-0 on the season. Their next game will be at Pace University in Pleasantville, New York. That's a week from today. A 12 noon kickoff down in New York. The next home game is 3 weeks from today, October 4th. They'll host St. A's here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. So come on out and enjoy some good football. Excellent job today by the Eagles from top to bottom. They did everything they needed to do. They avenged the 4-point loss against Southern Connecticut last year. The one thing to keep in mind, though, they defeated Southern Connecticut today. It is a non-conference game. These 2 teams will meet again in New Haven in about 2 months with conference records on the line. So the Eagles move to 2-0. They are the only undefeated team in the NE10. They're 2-0. Everybody else has at least 1 loss going into action today. And now Southern Connecticut has their first loss of the season. While we await Tyler Famicon and or Israel Geraldo and my staff to get everything up and ready for our post-game interview, which will be brought to you by Post University, ranked as one of the top online colleges for 2025 by Newsweek. So ask yourself, are you a Post person? What are you waiting for? Reach out to Post University today to see what they can offer you. Online, hybrid, and on-campus options await. For more information on all Post degree programs, visit campus, take a tour, or apply. Go to post.edu. That's post.edu. And we're setting up the cameras. That's encouraging. You see me standing here with a phone. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Get you the updated stats for this afternoon. So you can get you those stats for this afternoon. So the final stats in this 39-30 victory for Southern Connecticut. John Giller, 14 for 22, 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 213 yards, running 2 100-yard rushes for Southern Connecticut. So again, as I mentioned, they did gash them in the run, but the Eagles held when they needed to. 118 yards for Falzone and 1 touchdown, 110 yards for a Manning, 1 touchdown. A Manning, 13.8 yards per rush today. John Giller, 10 rushes, 23 yards, and 1 touchdown. Seth Westover, 4 receptions, 108 yards, 1 touchdown. Strachan, 4 for 48. Surprised they didn't utilize him more. Big body running down the seam, but they didn't utilize him much. 4 for 48. Tucker, 3 for 32. Cologne, 2 for 25. And Griffiths, 1 for 0. Overall, 20 first downs, 227 rushing yards, 213 passing yards. Third downs, not good for Southern Connecticut today. For the Eagles, Malachi Taylor, 8 for 15, 117 yards. No touchdowns. Tyler Famicon, 5 of 6 for 58 yards. I feel like that's got to be more, but okay. No touchdowns. 13 for 21 overall. No interceptions for the Eagles today. The only turnover was on an RPO fumble by Famicon. Rushing-wise, Adonis White, 20 for 152, 1 touchdown. Tyler Famicon, 12 for 93, 3 touchdowns. And Edward Bandy, 10 for 20, rushing-wise. Receiving-wise, DJ Lisbon, 4 for 76. Israel Geraldo, 6 for 75. Miles Ward, 2 for 22. And Edward Bandy, 1 for 2 today. 252 yards on the ground, 175 yards in the air for the Eagles overall. No touchdown receptions, but 4 touchdown runs today. I think we're missing a touchdown in there. Either way, 39-30 the final here this afternoon. Oh, no, we're missing the 2 kick returns for a touchdown, which is what I forgot to mention. 2 kick returns for a touchdown, both by Israel Geraldo, 80 and 83 yards. And talk about momentum changers. Can't bring this up enough. Eagles trailing 16-7 early in the third quarter. Kickoff to Geraldo at the 20. He goes 80 yards for a kickoff return touchdown to make it 16-14. Southern comes right back, scores again, makes it 23-14. What happens 12 seconds later? 83-yard kick return by Israel Geraldo for another touchdown to make it 23-20. And, again, they scored 10 more points. They scored 7 more points, did Southern, but those were the turning points of the game. Every time they took the 2-possession lead, they didn't even give the Owls an opportunity to enjoy it. The Eagles came back with 2 special teams touchdowns and retook momentum in the game. The Eagle offense didn't even touch the field until 6 minutes to go in the third quarter because both times they would have had the ball, those possessions turned into kickoff returns for a touchdown. So I nominate Tyler Famicon for any 10 Offensive Player of the Week. Again, not knowing what's going on in the other games. And Israel Geraldo, barring something unforeseen elsewhere, should be the NE 10 Special Teams Player of the Week as we await our players of the game. And our next home game live on the Post University Football Network via CACC and youtube.com/GoPostEagles will be Saturday, October 4th as the Eagles host St. A's, 1 o'clock here at Municipal Stadium in Waterbury. They'll have a road game a week from today at Pace University in Pleasantville. That's a noon start down in New York. Games around the NE10 this afternoon while we await our post-game interview. Let's see, final score, Assumption 39, AIC 21. So one thing I don't know is that's technically a conference game, or it's sort of like this game today, but AIC falls to 0-2 in the season. Assumption goes to 1-1. Eagles, the only undefeated team in the NE10, they're 2-0. As we await our post game, you took me off. You took me out.
Yeah, I gotta plug that in so that I can hear the other person. There you go.
So as we await our players of the game, good job by the Eagles overall today. And like 2 weeks ago, as soon as we're done here today, they turn that page and they move to the next game. But Coach Adam Schultz should be very happy with his team on all sides of the ball. And again, they gave up a lot of rushing yards today. You know, we talked about 2 weeks ago that bad 12 minutes against the West Virginia Wesleyan team. Today, you know, they stood tall when they needed to. Yes, they gave up points. Yes, they gave up rushing yards against a big offensive line and two big running backs. But they held when they needed to hold. You gave up 250 yards rushing, but you held them when you needed to hold them. And Israel Geraldo, 2 special teams touchdowns, flipping the momentum 2 separate times in this game. And the Eagles come away with a 39-30 victory here today. While we await scores around the NCAA, number 25 Missouri leads Louisiana 52-10. Penn State 7, Villanova nothing. Georgia and Tennessee 7-all. Texas Tech and Oregon State delayed. In Texas, I'm sure there is a lightning storm going on because that's just life down in that part of the country. I think we're going to get Israel Geraldo up here first. Delaware leads UConn 21-10. No score in the backyard brawl down in West Virginia. All right, our first post-game interview. My selection for NE10 Special Team Players of the Week, Israel Geraldo. Congratulations.
Thank you.
First, let's talk about you. You went out of the game in the fourth quarter. How are you feeling physically? How's your wrist?
I feel good. You know, everything happens for a reason, so I'll be back next game, ready to play.
There you go. Let's talk about obviously the 2 big kickoff returns for a touchdown. What did you see on the first one, the 80-yard? You guys are down 2 possessions. He gets it to you at the 20, and off you went.
You know, it's all in the head. You know, you got to bring that energy up back for the team. We came back this half. We wasn't going to ban. The word of the day is don't ban, and we ain't ban. That's the objective of the game.
What on the second one in particular, you had to break through a specific hole in the middle. Talk to me about your up blockers and how they opened that hole for you.
Hey, my kick return team, we stay on details. We make sure we make the blocks right. And even if it's making a block on a different guy, we make sure it happens. And we keep God on our side, so that's why.
All phases of the game today you were involved. Talk to me, 6 receptions as well, 75 yards. What were you and Malachi and Tyler seeing out there?
We was just seeing open holes, open passes. They can't guard us. It's simple, and we proved it. We worked for this.
Talk to me about what you and the coaching staff and your team was talking about over these last 2 weeks. Coming into a position, you guys were 1-0 this time last year. I know you weren't here, but the 1-0 last year, looking for first time ever to go 2-0, not to mention the second win in program history in a season. What were you guys talking about, and where do you move forward from here?
We just keep on moving forward. Any team in our way is just straight business from there. We had a head on SCSU, but really wasn't a problem. Made sure we stayed on details, go full hard in practice, and keep God on our side.
Now, what do you do tonight? Big win. We turn the page right now. We wait till the evening's over. What do you do for the rest of the day?
Rest of the day, first things first, you got to give thanks to God, take a shower, prayer, and see what goes on from there.
Israel Geraldo, 162 yards in 2 touchdown returns, 6 catches, 75 yards. Congratulations.
Yes,
Appreciate you coming up.
Appreciate you.
Good luck next week at Pace.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tyler, 3 touchdowns today on the ground. Some good passes, 5 for 6 through the air. Talk to me about what you saw out here today.
Yeah, it was just me leaning on my guys, leaning on my training, practice, and leaning on the coaches and leaning on everyone in this program. So it's just all thanks to them, thanks to glory to God. That's all I can say.
Talk to me about you and Malachi. You guys split a lot. You played a little bit more toward the end of the game today, but how are you and Malachi working together? 2 separate different quarterbacks, but really you seem to bring one together quarterback and really leading this team right now.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Malachi, man. He's a dog, and me and him are real good friends. That's my guy right there, and we know that obviously we're competing at the end of the day, but at the end of the day we know that we got to make plays. We make plays. Malachi's a great guy. He's a great player, and we all just we're a big family over here. So it's, you know what I'm saying, it's nothing for us.
Take me under the helmet for a second. What are you looking for on these RPOs where either you're giving it to Adonis White or you're keeping it yourself? What are you seeing, and what's making that decision for you?
Yeah, whatever I'm seeing, I'm just seeing what the defense gives me. So if they give me a pull read, I'm going to pull it. I'm going to do what I got to do. So at the end of the day, I'm just, once again, leaning on my coaches and leaning on my teachings and just making the right decisions, just making the plays that are supposed to be made when they need to be made. So, yeah.
92 yards on the ground for you today, plus the 5 for 6 through the air. Talk to me about the 37-yard touchdown run. You got to the end zone there, hands out in the air. You looked like you would have just kept running straight through Waterbury if they let you. So talk to me about that touchdown in particular.
Yeah, that one actually kind of surprised me. When I got through the hole, I got to the second level, and I was like, all right, time to slide. And I was like, oh, I might be good. So I was like, let me just keep on going and see what happens from here. And then I got to the end zone, hands out, because all glory to God, man. There's nothing else I can say. Shout out to my guys up front, too. They really put on
Absolutely. I was about to ask that. But your second year with the program, this is the 4th year overall for the program. And obviously we know this, 4-30 all time.
Yep.
Second win in the season for the first time ever, 2-0 for the first time ever. What's the difference between last year and this year?
That's a great question, actually. You kind of stumped me on that one. But I would say just our mentality. Our mentality is different. We got a new set of guys, great group of guys that came in. We all just make plays. We all know what to do. Smart players. It's just all in the head. It's a mental game. This game is 95% mental. So
feels good to win, though, doesn't it?
Amazing. But it's definitely 24-hour rule on to the next after that. So
that was my next question. Now, what do you do now? What's the rest of your day look like?
The rest of my days, I'm going to relax.
There you go.
I'm going to relax. 24 hours, like I said, and I'm over it next game.
7 days from now at Pace University, 12 o'clock start on Flow Sports and the NE10 Now Network. We thank Tyler for joining us. Final score 39-30. Post University moves to 2-0 on the season. I'm Jeff Nelson. We'll see you in 3 weeks for the next home game against St. A's. Good night, everybody.